Hello, everybody, and welcome to Jim and Betty Smith Stadium on a beautiful Saturday afternoon as we are ready for Game 2 of a doubleheader as the Mountaineers take on the Old Dominion Monarchs right here at Boone, North Carolina. My name is David Katzenmaier. Joining me to my right is Tristan Biesel. And Tristan, we have witnessed a beatdown so far in the first two games of this series.
Beatdown is an understatement. I'd go so far as a pummeling of the ODU Monarchs by the bats of the Mountaineers. And not just the bats, the pitching as well. The Caleb Cross went seven hitless, scoreless innings at 112 pitches. Not a lot of major league guys can do that. So to see that output from Caleb Cross after his bullpen before the game and him warming up in between innings, absolutely phenomenal. We saw it earlier today as well. And the bats have just remained hot, and I'm looking for them to remain hot here later on today.
Yeah, Caleb Cross winning Game 1. That was last night as App State brought a no-hitter into the 8th inning. Jordan Fisher gave it the first hit of the game in the 8th, with Caleb Cross had to exit the game after, like you mentioned, 112 pitches. And then just a few moments ago, Jake Beatty gets the start. He goes 2 innings out of the pen. And then Bradley Wilson, the Friday starter from last year who's been converted into a long reliever this year, goes 7, blanks ODU, 6-1 victory. It was truthfully a beatdown, and I think you said it best, a pummeling. We're really pretty much ready to go here for game number 3 of this series, game 2 of this doubleheader, as it will be Everett Harris taking the mound. As App State's changed up the uniforms, they've got the gold tops on, still the white pinstripe pants with the Block A hat, as ODU continues to don the powder blues. But as we throw down to second base, we are ready to get this one rolling as TJ Aiken, the left fielder for the Monarchs, will dig in, and Everett Harris composes himself. Let's play some ball. So TJ Aiken, on average, hitting it about 1/4 of the time, batting .250 so far this year. The righty in Everett lifts the leg, fires home, and it's just low of the strike zone for ball number 1.
And David, from what I've seen, the umpires this weekend have kept a pretty tight strike zone, leaving a little less room for error for both sides of the pitching.
Harris ready to work back to the mound. Wheels and deals, and that one's high and outside. Had to stand the catcher, Graham Smiley, up. Let's roll around the diamond for your defensive starters for App State. Over at third base, it will be Tyler Figueroa. Plugging up the shortstop position is Tyler Lichtenberger. Joseph Zamora resumes his normal duties at second, and Cam Miller occupies first. Everett with the 2-0 home. This one's batted out towards left field, hit a ton. That ball is carrying, and it is gone halfway up the tree line. TJ Aiken with an Oppo Taco out to left. Making his 4th home run on the year as Aiken with an emphatic start to this game 2 for ODU.
And David, to that point, I mean, the wind was blowing a little bit towards us in game 1 of the doubleheader. It's blowing out now, so just enough pop to push that one out, and he pushed it halfway down the tree line.
Another left-handed bat ready to step up against the right-handed arm of Everett Harris. First pitch home is high and outside to Scotty Young. Young batting .318 on the year up to this point. The senior starting in center field. 1-0 ODU leads after the first swing of the bat was a homer for TJ Aiken. Next pitch in for Everett Harris misses low, so 2 balls and no strikes on Scotty Young. Harris up to this point, 6 starts with a 9.39 ERA, 0-2 in decisions. The 2-0 home, high and outside once again. Snaring it is Graham Smiley. So 3 balls and no strikes on Scotty Young. Out in left field for the Mountaineers, it'll be Riley Luft. In center is Charlie Evans. And in right, Dylan Moquin. Those are your defensive starters for App State. 3-0 count on Scotty Young. There's a strike poured into the top upside corner.
Beautiful location there by Everett Harris. The strike zone's being very unforgiving for, again, like I mentioned, all 3 games. But let's see if he can get his command down and pound the strike zone.
3-1 on the way home, and it's down in the turf. So it will be ball 4. So 5 pitches, and Scotty Young will assume or will take first base. So the Mountaineers trying to cling to some of that momentum that they had in the 6-1 victory just 45 minutes ago, but ODU has something brewing here early. Monarchs 7-16 coming into this game, 3-4 in Sun Belt play. It'll be Zach Late, the new batter. 3 straight left-handed bats stepping in against Everett Harris. His first offer is high and outside for ball 1.
He's trying to paint that top outside corner. It's just home plate umpire not giving him much room to breathe with that tight strike zone.
Harris comes set at the chest, big deep breath, not into Smiley, fires, and it misses on the outside part of the plate. What's interesting, Tristan, is that so far through the first 2 games of this series, the Monarchs have brought up 4 straight right-handed bats in the top of their order. Now they've pretty much completely reversed it against the right-hander at Everett Harris, with the first 3 batters coming from the left side. Harris nods, deals the 2-0, and it'll turn 3-0 as another pitch misses in the right-handed batter's box.
Yeah, and these Mountaineer fans are just letting the home plate umpire have it, not pleased with the calls. And if you're Everett Harris, you're like, what do I have to do to put it in location?
Harris will look back over to first with Scotty Young. Now he'll fire that way as Young dives back. Currently in Boone, overcast weather. It was sunny earlier, and we're hoping the sun will pop back out, but some treacherous weather slated to come overnight and tomorrow. That's why we're here today with a doubleheader. The 3-0 pitch home. Called strike on the outside part of the plate as Zach Lade had already thrown his bat back towards the ODU dugout. And you know what? I think that's a victim of circumstance right there. If this is a 3-1 count or even a 2-0 count, I think that goes for a ball. But a little bit of love from our home plate umpire towards Everett Harris. Now 3 balls and a strike on Zach Late. Runner goes from first. Scotty taking off, and it is ball number 4. So no steal no steal given to the runner in Scotty Young. Back-to-back walks issued by Everett Harris.
Got the first righty up here in Caden George.
George batting .250 so far this year, and the cleanup hitter will have to wait. Jim Leggett's going to take a march to the mound, and the entire infield's going to come in and have a quick conversation with Everett Harris. But Harris, although he does sport that +9 ERA, definitely a better pitcher than what the numbers have given him. He's had a couple solid outings. It's just been a few big moments where opposing teams have blown him up that have really ridden up the score.
Yeah, and again, not the start you wanted to see if you're a fan of the Mountaineers. I mean, back-to-back lights-out pitching performances, say for the homer given up by Jake Beatty in the first game of this doubleheader, and then the home run given up by Harris today, or just now actually, and seeing if he can rally and get out of this jam.
Wow, and that's going to be it for Everett. Harris, without recording an out, only seeing 3 batters, will head back to the dugout in a surprising move from App State. So with ODU leading 1-0, no outs recorded here in the top of the first, we will have a new pitcher on the mound, and it will be Carter Boyd. We'll give you more about the right-hander from Louisville, North Carolina, when we return to Jim and Betty Smith Stadium right here on the 90.5 WASU YouTube channel. Mountaineers in a treacherous situation here at the top of the first inning. So ODU has runners on first and second base, already up 1-0, no outs recorded, and a new pitcher into the game is Carter Boyd. His first pitch home to the cleanup hitter for the Monarchs, and Kaden George goes for a called strike. Tristan, can you tell us a little bit more about our new hurler?
Yeah, Carter Boyd, the excuse me.
No worries.
He is the sophomore. He is a sophomore righty out of Louisville, North Carolina. Posts a 7.2 ERA on the year in 6 appearances.
Another one poured in for a strike.
In 10 innings pitched. He's given up 12 hits, 8 runs, walked 7, K'd 9, and has only given up 1 home run, has faced 41 hitters. They average 293 against him.
Kaden George, the right-handed bat, in a hole. Here comes Boyd home. 0-2 pitch is skied out towards left field, but it's going to stay in the park. Riley Luft has a beat on it. Camps under it. Man, that ball was in the air for a while. Finally catches it. Runner tagging from second to third, and off the bag, he is out. He overslid it. TJ Aiken, not used to playing on this turf, and slides over the bag. Now, there's a little controversy here, and we're going to have the umpires come together because his momentum took him off the bag. However, the tag applied by Tyler Figueroa seemed to have a little bit of force behind it, so they might be talking about a potential push here.
Yeah, absolutely. But still, shout out to Riley Luft for the absolute cannon.
That was a dart.
To get that back in, to even give Figueroa the chance to make the play at third.
So TJ Aiken is still kneeling over next to third base. Our umpires are still converging. Just had a quick meeting with 2 of the ODU coaches to see if they would like to challenge this, and we're going to.
Going to take a look at the review here. Jason Blackburn, Luke Hamilton, and Pat Atkins are our officials. Jason Blackburn's behind the plate. Pat Atkins was behind the dish the last go-around. And, I mean, it's like I said at the top of the broadcast, it's been across all 3 games. They've been very unforgiving for the outside and inside pitches. And, excuse me, my voice is finally going. Evan,
calling 3 games in 2 days, it'll do that.
Yeah, and Evan Holman, the junior for ODU, catching first 2 games. Home plate umpire wasn't taking too kindly to him trying to frame those outside pitches in the zone. If he saw the ball's there.
So our umpires have gone back behind the App State dugout to take a look at the replay. We got 4 camera angles, 1 from first, 1 from third, 1 from center field, and 1 from here behind home plate. If you're just joining us, it has been a rocky start for Mountaineer pitching here in Game 2 of this doubleheader. Starter Everett Harris gave up a solo home run to TJ Aiken to get things started, then walked Scotty Young. Zach Late only recorded 2 strikes in the process before he was lifted from the game, and Carter Boyd was put in. Boyd then promptly got the cleanup hitter in Kaden George to sky out to left field. Trying to tag up from second to third was Scotty Young. The initial call was that Young was off the bag. He overslid it, and the tag was applied by Riley Luft. But that call is currently being reviewed. 1-0, ODU leads 1 out in the top of the first.
Yeah, and to that point, David, I think Figueroa may have pushed him, but he still overslid. These turf fields are very unforgiving.
That they are, and if you're not used to playing on turf, it's been notorious for even big ball clubs that come in here to slide like normal. The dirt gives so much resistance, but this turf, you're going to slide like ice, and if you're not careful, that bag's going to come out of reach very, very quickly. So a lot of time being taken here on this review, and as I say that, home plate umpire coming back out. And the call is confirmed. Spiking the helmet on the bag is Scotty Young. He cannot believe it. As Young trots back to the dugout, there are now 2 away here in the top of the first inning. So a heads-up play from Riley Luft to gun down Scotty Young, trying to tag up after the fly out into left field.
And Scotty Young was heated going into the dugout and not too pleased on that call.
He was not. Luke Waters, batting in the 5 spot, steps in, and the righty watches one on the outside corner go for strike number 1.
Absolute gas down the middle of the plate there. Not a chance for Luke Waters.
Carter Boyd oozing with confidence right now. Righty-righty matchup. 0-1 count, ODU with a runner standing off on second. Boyd lifts the leg, fires home, and this one is fouled off against the screen above the ODU dugout. No balls and 2 strikes here at the top of the first inning. 2 are away, 1's home for ODU. Boyd gives a look in, works out of the stretch. Look back towards second. Zach Late now fires home, and it's outside down to the turf. Graham Smiley having to get out of his position to block it up in the lefty's batter box. So 1 ball and 2 strikes on Luke Waters. Boyd looks back, now turns his attentions to home, fires a fastball in. That ball's going to get away from Graham Smiley, and able to safely take third base will be Zach Late. So now the second run of the ball game standing 90 feet away.
And if you're Carter Boyd in this situation, you need to sit here and think, okay, count's even. There's a runner 90 feet from home. And if you're Graham Smiley, you're thinking, okay, I can't pass another ball.
2 balls and 2 strikes on Luke Waters. Big deep breath from Boyd. Fires it home. And another one misses outside. 3 straight fastballs, all missing in that left-handed batter's box. Graham Smiley, he's putting in some work back there, having to go from squatting to standing, squatting to standing.
Gonna have a good leg day after this is all said and done.
No kidding. Full count pitch, 2 away with a runner on third. Boyd delivers, and it just misses on the outside part of the plate. Boy, oh boy, did that 2-seamer look good. It was creeping its way back to the strike zone, but to no avail.
Yeah, and again, home plate umpire Jason Blackburn tightening up the strike zone a little bit, not giving these outside fastballs room to breathe.
3 walks here in the first inning. First one issued by Carter Boyd. So Graham Smiley, looks like maybe some pitch comp communication errors. Now they're back on the same page as the catcher Smiley is with the pitcher Boyd. Standing in, North Carolina native Tyler Zadalis, the third baseman. Comes in at a big spot. Runners on the corners, 2 away here in the top of the first. An off-speed misses down to the dirt for ball number 1. So Zadalis starts with an advantageous count.
And Carter Boyd just trying to throw nothing but gas. Get these guys to swing at it and miss. Just hasn't worked out yet.
The 1-0 on the way home. Zadalis catches a piece of it. Fouls it off against the padding behind home plate. So a ball and a strike on the third baseman. Get it out of the way here early. Tyler Zadalis and I go back a little ways. He was our third baseman at my high school, Cox Mill in Concord, North Carolina. Part of a big state championship push. So cool to see him playing here today. The 1-1 is called a ball. The throw down to second is in time. Graham Smiley fires a laser as Luke Waters was trying to steal second. And that is how we will end the top of the first inning. 1 comes across thanks to a solo home run from the leadoff hitter in TJ Aiken, but 3 walks don't hurt the Mountaineers as they're able to get out of it 1-0. We'll see how they bounce back when we return for the bottom of the first inning, as it will be Dylan Moquin, Joseph Zamora, and Cam Miller coming up when we return. We welcome you back to Jim and Benny Smith Stadium for the bottom of the first inning as the ODU Monarchs, thanks to a solo home run, lead this one 1-0. Do it for the Mountaineers to get things started. It'll be the right fielder Dylan Moquin, the second baseman Joseph Zamora, and the third baseman Cam Miller on the bump. For ODU will be Blake Morgan, and Tristan Biesel's got a little bit more about the starting pitcher for the Monarchs.
Blake Morgan, the left-handed senior, posts just an ERA of just over 4 in 6 appearances and 6 starts. His decision record is 2-2. He's pitched 35 innings, has given up 33 hits, 16 earned. He's walked 12 and struck out 37, and batters combined have an average of just under 250 against him.
So lefty-lefty matchup to get us started. Dylan Moquin sees the first pitch. It's a fastball belted out towards right, hooking at the pole, and it is foul. Dylan Moquin rocked that baseball.
He put some juice into that one, and, you know, normal Boone campus, the elevation is just about 3,100 feet. Up here, we're about 3,350, 3,400 feet. That wind's going to hurl. And he caught that gust of wind at the wrong time and pushed that one out.
That ball started in fair territory, but it was so high in the air that it just arched foul. So a long, loud strike on an 0-1 count for Dylan Moquin. Next pitch in is a fastball that catches the top side of the zone. So no balls and 2 strikes for Blake Morgan on Dylan Moquin.
And if you're Dylan Moquin, you're going to want that one back.
Moquin was leadoff batter in game number 1. Here comes the 0-2. Fastball popped out towards left field, but it will be playable. Camping under it and making the catch will be TJ Aiken.
And again, I mean, if you're Dylan Moquin and you go back into that dugout, you got to remind yourself it's about the process. You had a very loud first strike and not necessarily loud, but you put bat on ball. It's what you want. Just remember, it's about the process. Don't let it affect you as this game draws farther.
You want to talk about the process. Joseph Zamora is a guy who has been through it. First pitch home to him is a breaking ball that misses down at his shoelaces, but Zamora, in his first at-bat, roped one in game number 1. That first at-bat in a diving catch by the center fielder was made. Comes back to the dugout, and words from the coaches are, hey, trust the process. You're going to get another one of those. You're going to hit another one of those, and it's going to get under that glove. Zamora went on to go 2 for 4 in game number 1. Next pitch home to him is fouled off. So Zamora, 1 ball and 1 strike here with 1 away in the bottom of the first. Another foul ball there from Zamora. This time he tries to check his swing, and that one goes off the handle of the bat. So Blake Morgan, he's got a lot of velocity on that fastball. Here comes the 1-2. Zamora swings and catches a piece of it. Switch hitter batting from the right side here.
And for this App State team, I've said it in both broadcasts so far this weekend, you're going to want to be disciplined. Discipline has got you the runners on base, and at the end of the day, runners on the scoreboard.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Joseph Zamora. Breaking ball, swings on it. It's grounded over to Zadalis at third. Picks it up cleanly, fires it over to first, and it will be in time for out number 2. A 5-3 putout for Joseph Zamora.
And again, back to what I was saying, I mean, the discipline gets you to the dance. This team, one of the top in the country at drawing walks. Keep that momentum, keep the discipline. Don't be so aggressive when you don't really need to be.
So with 2 away, Cameron Miller digs in from the right side. First baseman had a home run in game number 1 as he watches a breaking ball go for a cold strike on the outside part of the plate. Miller up to 5 homers on the year in his sophomore campaign. He's only getting better and better and more disciplined at the plate as this season has gone on. The 0-1. Fastball on the outside part of the plate. Those were 2 pitches that are quite borderline that Blake Morgan has gotten the advantage to. So the left-handed arm for ODU leading the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Covers his face with his glove. Now comes set. Delivers. And a fastball down Broadway is tipped by Miller for a foul ball.
Yeah, and Cam Miller, 2 games this weekend, 2 home runs. 1 opposite field shot and to right field, and the other one just a moment ago an absolute tank slap into center field.
Inside part of the plate, it will go for ball number 2. ODU is running off the field after that delivery from Blake Morgan. And you're right, Cameron Miller, not 5 home runs, give him 7. Can't trust the video board for anything.
You really can't. I mean, Blake Morgan's going to want that one back. He was fired up walking off the mound, and then he sees the called ball.
Hey, it's game 2 of a doubleheader. You make him for the weekend series. I get it. Here comes the 1-2. Miller reaches out of the zone for that one. A safety swings, able to put it over the net behind home plate. So we'll reset and try the 1-2 once again.
And me and Will said it last night. Me and Grace Ellen said it earlier today. The trees in left and right have gotten a lot of love.
Oh, they have.
And the parking lot. That poor parking lot. But those trees in center have gotten some love too.
Here comes the 1-2. Miller swing and another foul tip. This one doesn't leave the circle at home plate, but Miller does just enough to stay alive. Cam batting .328 so far this year. He's started all 19 games that he's appeared in. 1-1 is chopped over towards the left side. Picked by Zadalis. Takes a couple steps, collects it, fires, and off the bag at first is Zach Late. Oh, all the time in the world for Tyler Zadalis, and an errant throw pulls the first baseman off the bag, and Cam Miller will be safe.
I mean, just great hustle by Cam Miller, but miscommunication between Zadalis and Late leads to Cam Miller reaching.
So reaching on an error is Cameron Miller, and that brings up the ever so dangerous Juan Correa. Pimped his 10th home run of the year in game number 1.
Hit it game number 2, actually.
Or game number 2, excuse me. Or game 1 of the doubleheader, game 2 of the series. Quick pickoff move back to first base for Cam Miller. He will be safe. But 2 away with 1 on here for App State. ODU leading this one 1-0. We are in the bottom of the first. Clouds continue to loom overhead. Temperature continues to drop. Fastball stands up. The catcher and Jack Slater. As that was up at the eye level of Juan Correa. And Correa's a big dude. You got to miss by a good bit to get him on the eye level there.
Absolutely.
1-0 count. On the way home, and breaking ball misses outside. You can definitely tell that Blake Morgan's a bit scared of Juan Correa.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, Juan Correa's got nuclear power on his bat, and if he touches it and the wind helps him, it's going to Banner Elk.
2 balls and no strikes on Correa. Morgan fires at a breaking ball. Gets Correa to swing way out in front. If there's been a kryptonite for him this year, it has been that breaking ball.
Yeah, I mean, he's got that dead red perk from MLB The Show. Can't hit the breaking ball, it seems, to start this year.
2 balls and a strike. Cam Miller stands off first base. Morgan fires home. Fastball misses outside. 3 balls and a strike on the designated hitter for App State.
Correct me if I'm wrong, if the board hasn't updated. Stats haven't updated. It's 2-1.
I believe the board is wrong.
Yeah, I believe
I'm going off
wrong as well.
I'm going off my stats.
Yeah, it's 3-1.
3 balls and a strike. Swing, and this is a line drive out towards left. Does it have the loft? It doesn't, but it is going to one-hop the wall. A ground rule double for Juan Correa has him planted firmly at second. Cam Miller will assume third base. And so the Mountaineers are in business with 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning, and it'll bring up the true freshman, Tyler Lichtenberger.
I hate to play devil's advocate here, David, but you really didn't want that 1-to-1 hop over the wall. Got down to the end of the wall. You could have sent Cam Miller home.
Would have been an interesting decision. See what Britt Johnson would have done over at third base. Cam Miller, not the speediest guy on the team, to say the least. Juan Correa on second. Cameron Miller 90 feet away, and the first pitch home to the left-handed bat of Tyler Lichtenberger misses down and away.
Again, back to that Juan Correa extra base hit there. He put some sauce into that one.
He did. That ball was tattooed. 1 ball, no strikes. Morgan lifts the leg, fires home. The lefty-lefty matchup will move to 2 balls and no strikes. As that one misses inside on Litch.
And Tyler Lichtenberger has been the spark plug for the App State Mountaineers this weekend.
Absolutely. The true freshman's batting .433. Morgan fires home, breaking ball right over the heart of the plate for strike number 1.
And a 4-for-5 day last night for Lichtenberger and performed as advertised earlier today in the first game of the doubleheader.
And Tristan, he's batting .433 over 90 at-bats. Lich swings on this one. It'll go fouled on the first base line. A two-hopper into the net. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 away.
And as a true freshman, you're only going to see him develop even further. He's a 5-tool guy. He's quick. He's got the glove. He's got the bat.
I mean, the way that the guys in the App State dugout talk about him, he swings on this one. It's going to roll fair nicely down the first baseline, right into the glove of the first baseman in Zach Late. That'll do it for App State. 1 hit, no runs, and 2 left on base. ODU still leads this one 1-0, but a promising look for the Mountaineers up at the plate. When we come back, Carter Boyd takes the bump for his second inning of work. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on the 90.5 WASU YouTube channel.
Welcome back to Baseball on the App here in the High Country. The ODU Monarchs lead 1-0 through 1 inning after a solo shot by the leadoff man, TJ Aiken, and that ran off Everett Harris. Doesn't strike out a batter, faced 3. And then, excuse me, Carter Boyd came in, cleaned up, got out of a very sketchy situation with runners at the corners. And then App State left 2 stranded in the bottom of the first. But we come back to you at the top of the second inning, and Brody Connors, the freshman, steps up to bat for the Monarchs.
And it looks like Brody Connors is pinch hitting for Tyler Zadalis, who was up to the plate when the inning ended.
First pitch of the at-bat in. Called, strike 1, beautiful down the heart of the plate.
But Tyler Zadalis was up to the plate when Scotty Young was caught stealing over at third that ended the inning, so they put the freshman in over Tyler Zadalis.
The 0-1 just a bit low there, counts even.
You got to wonder if Zadalis was banged up at all. He did have an errant throw from third base over to first. It was uncharacteristic for him.
1-1 knowing away the delivery from Boyd, and that shot right over to Zamora, to Miller. Easy lick Sunday morning to get the first out for the Mountaineers. As the lights come on and illuminate Smith Stadium here in the High Country, Tristan Biesel, David Katzenmaier with you here in Boone, North Carolina, 1 away here at the top of the second inning.
And just as ODU made a change of the plate, taking Tyler Zadalis out of the game, the Mountaineers have switched up the defensive position. That was actually Tyler Figueroa playing over at second base.
As first pitch is in there, blown away, ball 1.
So Tyler Figueroa comes in for Joseph Zamora. I'll get a little bit more on that here in a second. Tyler Lichtenberger remains at shortstop, and usually a catcher, Braxton Church, at third.
1-0 fouled off back towards the stands.
And Zamora, I talked to him in between games. He had a swing in game number 1 of this doubleheader where the bat seemed to nick him on the ankle, and from there he came up limping the rest of the game.
As the 1-1 is shot into the parking lot.
And he told me, he said, hey, it hurts, but you got to keep fighting. You got to keep moving on. You know, baseball doesn't stop for anything. And so Zamora tried to get through it in his first at-bat and first defensive set.
As the 1-2 is just a bit high and away here. Count is even at 2-2. 1 away here in the top of the second inning.
But the Mountaineers seem to play on the air on the side of caution with Joseph Zamora, so he will be out of the game.
2-2 shot into right field. Moquin drops back, doesn't make a play on it. Through to second is Stallings, and he's going to hold there.
So give Maverick Stallings a double. That ball was roped out to right field. Moquin looked like he might have had a play on it, reached the glove up, gave a little bit of a hop, but you could kind of tell before he jumped, he realized the situation as it one hops off the wall. And a nice double for Maverick Stallings.
No, absolutely, and that brings up the new catcher. Evan Holman had the first 2 games. Jake Slater, the senior, coming in to catch behind the plate for the Monarchs. He bats 8th in the lineup as Carter Boyd gets ready. First pitch of the AB, one away, runner at second, checks the runner. Now he's looking for a while, kicks and deals. That one shot back into the netting. Count is now 0-1 for Jack Slater, excuse me.
Senior catcher batting .200 on the year. He's played in 11 games and has started 7 of them, 25 at-bats.
0-1 now, one away here for the Monarchs. Checks the runner, delivers. That one shot into the netting. That one get over, did it hit the net?
Skipped it and got over. That landed, looked like it landed right next to the outdoor WASU booth. ODU did not send any radio crews, so we get the luxury of being indoors for this series.
Amen to that. The 0-2. Carter Boyd eyeballing the runner. The 0-2. Shot foul into the indoor, into the netting of the bullpen.
I'll tell you what, the wrists right now for Jack Slater are loose and whippy. That bat is getting out there, not with a ton of speed, but with the agility to make sure it gets on the baseball. Some safety swings here from the catcher for the Monarchs.
Absolutely. Count remains 0-2. Boyd checks the runner again. Getting ready to deliver here. Kicks and deals. That one shot splits the gap in left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Through. Stallings going to hold it third. Runners in the corners here with one away.
Opposite field hitting splits the 5-6 gap. So ODU knocking around App State after being held in check in the first 2 games of the series.
No, absolutely. They got a point to prove, and they're going to try and prove it here. Second game of the doubleheader, third game of this weekend series. We're supposed to be here tomorrow, but what impending inclement weather this tonight and heading into tomorrow push this game back to tonight. And what a way to end your Saturday here in the high country with some App State baseball.
Oh, my goodness.
Man, basketball's been over for almost a month.
I'd love to see an outdoor game, personally. That'd be awesome.
Put him out here, it'd be electric.
Let's do it. Put him out here, put him in Kid Brewer. Let's find a way to make it happen.
First pitch of the AB to Kyle Edwards here. Righty-righty. Squares a bunt. Drops it down the first base line. There's going to be no play at home. 2 away.
Ball rolls foul.
Oh, ball rolled foul. Okay, excuse me.
It had a little side spin on it as it was making its way. It took its first couple hops at the first base line, and it looked like it was going to stay steady towards Cam Miller at first. But once it finally cemented itself into the turf, it just zipped on into foul territory.
Count is 0-1 now. One away. Runners on the corners. Boyd going to get ready here for the 0-1 pitch. Kicks and deals. That one almost got Edwards. Count is even, 1-1.
Edwards has been the everyday starter at shortstop for the Monarchs, batting .278. They're using him more as a second leadoff than a true 9-hole man. Across 90 at-bats, 25 hits, 2 doubles, 1 triple, and 2 home runs.
The 1-1 from Carter Boyd. Kicks and fires. That one hefty swing and a miss there, 1-2. Man, he loaded up on that one, liked the pitch, didn't like it enough to hit it. Counts 1-2. If you're just joining us, ODU leads 1-0. Runners on the corners here, 1 away, top of the second. The 1-2. High, count is even.
There's a tight one high and inside there. Having to tuck the hands back to the chest was Edwards.
He's getting set. Gets in his stance. Boyd gets ready for the 2-2. Kicks and deals. That one chopped to shortstop. Over to first. Over to second. No play. Oh, he got it. Double play ball. Man, I didn't see it.
It's a 6-4-3.
6-4-3.
I cannot tell you how hard of a play that is made by the true freshman in Tyler Lichtenberger. That ball was coming down to earth, and he's got to pick it as the ball is bouncing off this springy turf right back up at him. Fantastic play to go 6-4-3 to get out of it.
6-4-3 double play to get us out of a sticky situation with runners on the corners. But due up in the bottom of the second for your Mountaineers, it's going to be Tyler Figueroa, Smiley, and Luft. Keep it here. We'll be right back on 90.5 WSU Sports on YouTube. Welcome back to baseball on the app here in the high country. ODU still holds a 1-0 lead, leaving runners on the corner stranded after a around-the-world double play right there. Heads-up play by Tyler Lichtenberger to get us out of that jam, David.
That it was, and Lichtenberger picks it off the turf, fires it, or flips it easily underneath to our current batter, Tyler Figueroa, who is the new second baseman into this game, and then right on over to Cam Miller in time for the 6-4-3 double play to get out of it.
First pitch of the at-bat to Figueroa. That's going to be just a bit high there down the heart of the plate, 1-0. 1-0 delivery. Hefty swing and a miss there by Figueroa, 1-1.
Figgy was way out in front of that one. It was an off-speed that fooled him. The fastball for Morgan has got to be sitting low to mid-90s, and that off-speed gets into the high 70s.
1-1. Again, another hefty swing and a miss there by Figueroa. Count is now 1-2.
I mean, that fastball, when you compare it to the breaking ball, I mean, that's night and day. I don't know how you time that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. If you're going mid-90s to high 70s, it's hard to time it.
It's a nasty difference.
The 1-2. Inside, 2-2. Almost got Figgy right there. Had to step out of the box a little bit. Do a little bit of a back step. 2-2 delivery forthcoming from Blake Morgan. Kicks and deals. That one shot into left field. Edwards there. Easy lick Sunday morning there for ODU. One away.
Yeah, a little roller over towards the shortstop. Edwards easily able to gobble it up and sit down Tyler Figueroa, 6-3.
And now coming up for the Mountaineers, the catcher, Graham Smiley. Braxton Church was behind the dish for the first two games. A change here for the Kermit Smith-led Mountaineers. Graham Smiley behind the dish. 256 on the year. 3 home runs for the catcher. First pitch of the AB inside, 1-0.
Graham Smiley started to heat up as of recent. Power in that bat has been coming to life.
The 1-0 just in there for strike one. Count is even with one away here in the bottom of the second inning.
Strike zone feels tight, and then you get a call like that at times. That was a breaking ball that felt like it stayed inside of the right-handed bat of Graham Smiley the entire way.
Absolutely, David. The 1-1 delivery. Chopped over. And where did that one land, David? I can't see it.
Top of the press box.
Top of the press box. And another car alarm. As it is now a 1-2 count, the advantage here to Blake Morgan. The 1-2. Check swing. No good. Count is even, 2-2.
Then you get a pitch like that where it looks like it's down Broadway. Even ODU seemed a bit confused that wasn't a strike.
Questionable zone at best here. So far, the 2-2 delivery. That one shot back into the top of the press box. Count remains even at 2-2.
Graham Smiley batting .256 across 12 appearances so far this year. 39 at-bats, 10 hits, 2 doubles, 3 homers.
The 2-2. Check swing. No good. Count is full.
That pitch missed upstairs, and Smiley's worked himself into a nice count.
Battle in here is Smiley, the 3-2 delivery from Morgan. That one fouled off the face mask of the catcher. Count remains full.
Smiley only a sophomore. Smiley and Church, what a duo. They were part of an extra inning walk-off against High Point. 2 got it done on Tuesday night.
As the 3-2s fouled off, Graham Smiley battling here in the bottom of the second inning. And this is what you love to see if you're a Mountaineer fan. These guys battling, disciplined to work their way into a full count. And working with Blake Morgan. The 3-2. Smiley steps out of the box. 3-2 forthcoming. Pitch comm device looking a little bit rusty there. 3-2 forthcoming. That one inside, and he's going to collect his base. Blake Morgan walks Graham Smiley. Way to battle there for the catcher.
Great job from Graham, just staying disciplined. And, hey, if the umpire's not going to call borderline pitches, don't swing at him.
No, absolutely, and that's going to bring up Riley Luft, the freshman batting righty.
Riley Luft batting .275 on the year across 15 games, 11 hits, 2 doubles, a triple, no homers yet. But Tyler Lichtenberger,
as Luft takes a hefty swing and miss right there, 0-1, one away.
Started my sentence a little early there, but Tyler Lichtenberger got his first career App State home run, first career college home run in yesterday's 9-2 victory.
Hoping he got that one. Hoping he got that ball. It was a beautiful oppo shot. As the 0-1 just a bit high there, counts even at 1. Luft going to take a step back out of the box, steps right back in it.
Excuse me, a 9-4 victory yesterday. 6-1 victory earlier today.
Luft waits the 1-1 offering. Just inside the plate there. 1-2.
Riley Luft came into the game yesterday after starting left fielder John Kramer had a collision with the wall. That took him out of the game. They had to get the gator and cart him off.
The 1-2 delivery here. Shot into right field. That's going to go out into the lawn. I think a little kid's going to go collect that one.
But I can tell you right now, these boys are playing for, as they call him, Beast in John Kramer.
Absolutely, and we here at 90.5 send our thoughts and prayers out to John Kramer. He hit that wall a ton last night.
Absolutely. He was here. Thankfully, it was good to see him here today, discharged from the hospital in a neck brace. But prayers are up for John Kramer.
The 1-2 to Luft. That one shot into left field. This one's got a chance. Back at the track, at the wall, and that one's going to go. Riley Luft will touch them all in a 2-run jack. Puts the Mountaineers up front 2-1.
How about it, kid? Your first career homer as a Mountaineer comes a night after the other true freshman in Tyler Lichtenberger hits a dinger.
Riley Luft touches them all for the first time in Smith Stadium. And the Mountaineers take a 2-1 lead. The power has been here all weekend for the boys in the back, black and gold.
That it has. It felt like there was a drought up here on the mountain of homers. And boy, oh boy, the law of averages working its way right back around to deliver some moonshots here this weekend.
Absolutely, and that brings up Charlie Evans to round out the order here. And Charlie Evans is battling a finger injury. He was trying to lay down a bunt. Finger got absolutely smashed as that first pitch was in for a strike, but Charlie's getting ready to be back in full strength here as the 0-1 delivery comes. High for ball one. And David, you've been around this team more than anybody at the station. Charlie looks ready.
He does. An exceptional guy as well.
The 1-1 popped up. That's going to be in play. The first baseman late has it, and he's going to get it 2 away now here in the top of the second.
Yeah, but the Winthrop transfer, Charlie Evans, I mean, firstly, one of the nicest guys on this team, period. I mean, he's an outstanding guy, but like you had mentioned, has been dealing with a finger injury. He is an outstanding defender, and he started to heat it up with the bat. Had a nice double in last night's game right down the left field line.
Laid down a really good bunt, too.
He did indeed. That went for a base hit. Nobody was ready for it.
No, absolutely. And with that, rotates to the top of the order, and Dylan Moquin is up, and he's going to pop that one up. That one's coming back towards us, and that hit one of the seats, and someone caught it. Huge pop here from the Mountaineer faithful.
It landed in the third row, and it bounced perfectly to a gentleman in the last row.
Talk about some hop right there. Count is now 0-1 here at Smith Stadium. If you're just joining us, Riley Luft launched his first Mountaineer home run to put the Mountaineers up 2-1. The 0-1 delivery to Moquin. In there, strike 2. Blake Morgan gets the signal, the 0-2. That one swung back into the parking lot.
There's a lot of souvenirs so far this game, I'll tell you that.
Like I said at the top of the broadcast, left side trees, right side trees, the lawn, the parking lot have been getting some love.
So much love. Fly out to left his first time up for Dylan Moquin.
And Moquin awaits the 0-2. Hefty swing and a miss right there for strike 3, and that'll do it for the bottom of the second. But Riley Luft goes deep. His first home run in the black and gold puts the Mountaineers up 2-1. Keep it right here. We're going to return for the top of the third inning here on 90.5 WASU Sports on YouTube. Welcome back to Baseball at the App here in the high country. We've reached the top of the third inning here as the Mountaineers have taken a 2-1 lead off the bat of Riley Luft. And we have regained back here at the top of the order, TJ Aiken up to bat for the Monarchs. First pitch in, and there's a strike. And TJ Aiken went yard in his first appearance off the ball of Everett Harris. The 0-1. Just a bit outside there, 1-1.
It was an opposite field homer, but it was smashed out to left. It went halfway up the tree line here at Jim and Betty Smith.
Absolutely, the 1-1 delivery from Carter Boyd right down the center of the chute there, 1-2. Boyd takes a step off the mound here. Kicks and fires for the 1-2 delivery. That one shot up to second. Figueroa there. Over to Cam Miller. And he's going to get the first out of the ball, first out of the inning. Again, easy lick Sunday morning there. Routine grounder over to Figueroa. And that play happens every day. That ends in Y, David.
It's definitely interesting seeing Figgy out at second base. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, especially after calling 2 games with Zamora out there. It's a little bit of a head turner.
It might trick your brain a little bit. I mean, not seeing Zamora out there is the outlier here.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that brings up Scotty Young, who walked in his first appearance. First pitch is a strike by Carter Boyd.
If you're just tuning in, that update, starting second baseman Joseph Zamora after the first inning was taken out of the game.
As the 0-1 delivery. Shot splits the gap in left field. That's going to touch down for a hit. Young rounds first. He's thinking it got round first. Thought he was going to go second. He's going to hold it first here. So count that as a single for Scotty Young.
Don't you dare go to second. Riley luffed with a cannon, and that ball was in a perfect position. If he tried to go to second, Scotty would have been done for.
Yeah, Scotty would have been absolutely gunned as Zach Late steps up here for the Monarchs. Zach Late awaiting the first pitch from Carter Boyd. Kicks and fires. In there for strike 1. Beautiful pitch there by Carter Boyd.
Carter's got a poise about him right now.
No, absolutely.
He's looking good on the bump.
Pitching with confidence and swagger right now. The 0-1 delivery. That one shot in the left field, but that's going to go out of play and onto the roof of the indoor. Actually, just past the roof of the indoor, into the forest in left field.
Hey, there's a bunch of trails out behind the stadium here that connect campus up to this beautiful facility for App State baseball, and a lot of those trails, sometimes you'll come across some. Sometimes you come across some souvenirs. I've come across a couple baseballs during fall ball hiking back there.
As the 0-2 is going to get past the plate. As it's going to get past the plate, Smiley's just got confused there, didn't know what was going to happen, and Young advances to third on the pass ball.
Well, Smiley just didn't know where the ball was.
Yeah.
He didn't see it, and his players weren't exactly directing where to go. And Carter Boyd's trying to plead that it was a foul ball, but it rolled past Smiley all the way to the protective padding behind home plate and nestled itself against the wall. And so Smiley had no idea, so it was an easy opportunity to go first to third for Scotty Young.
Absolutely, in the 1-2 with one away, runner 90 feet from home. Boyd with the 1-2 delivery. That one down and away, count is even at 2.
Zach Late's first time up walked. The last batter that Everett Harris faced.
As the 2-2 delivery to Late. Slapped over, foul on down the first base side.
Cam Miller, that ball spun away from him. He was trying to snag it. Not only did the ball get away from Miller, but he lost his glove in the process. It turns into a souvenir for some of those fans. Even Miller's having a little laugh about it.
Absolutely, it's a 2-2 delivery to Late. That one's going to get down and away from Smiley. Runner's going to come across to score, and that's going to knot this game up at 2.
Unforced errors. It's whether you want to call that a pass ball, whether you want to call that a wild pitch, that one could go either way. The first one I'd say was more so of a pass ball from Carter Boyd, but a single for Scotty Young, and then on 2 balls that get to the backstop, he's able to reach home.
And now the Monarchs tie this game back up at 2 apiece. And he's going to take his base. Again, just unforced errors. Carter Boyd looks so good to start. And now it's just the communication between him and Graham Smiley seemed to go away a little bit.
Just a tad, but don't hit the panic button just yet.
Absolutely. Kanan George up to bat for the Monarchs. And we're going to get a mound visit here as Jim Leggett's going to make its way out.
And we talked about this a little bit off air, but App State really has the freedom to do whatever they need to with this pitching staff. You had 2 pitchers go yesterday night as Everett Harris went 7 innings. Everett Harris went 7 innings. Jordan Fisher goes 2. And then today, Jake Beatty goes for the first 2 innings, and Bradley Wilson goes for the last 7. So you have a full house on the roster.
Absolutely. And again, shout out Bradley Wilson, repping the 910 out of Lillington, North Carolina. Unfortunately, he went to my rival high school in Western Harnett, but he's for the black and gold now, so he's one of us.
Absolutely, he is. And you won't find it. I mean, I feel like I can say it about everybody, but Everett Harris, such a nice guy. Bradley Wilson, same thing. I mean, these boys, there's a culture built here at App State, and Coach Kermit Smith doesn't recruit anybody that doesn't fit that culture, and so you're going to walk into a dugout that's warm and welcoming.
Absolutely. As Kanan George comes up to bat here, one away, runner at first. First pitch of the at-bat, just a bit low there for ball one.
George flew out to left field his first time up.
As the 1-0 offering here from Carter Boyd. Outside, 2-0.
That mound meeting, definitely a moment of, hey, let's just recollect ourselves. Let's find the strike zone. It's been a bit wild here in the last couple batters.
Absolutely.
To reset, get right back to pounding it.
Absolutely. The 2-0 delivery upcoming from Boyd. He kicks and fires. Just a bit low there, ball three.
It's a dangerous part of the order. This is the cleanup hitter in Kanan George. 3 home runs on the year. It's tied for the team lead. This is an ODU team that really doesn't hit a lot of home runs.
Absolutely, David. The 3-0 offering here to Kanan George. In there, strike one. And again, it seems like ODU is taking the approach of App State this series. Just be disciplined at the plate. And if you want those free bags, earn them. As the 3-1 delivery kicks and fires. Outside, Kanan George is going to take his base. Lady advances to second. Runners at now first and second, as that brings up Luke Waters.
And it's a big difference, of course, between balls and strikes, but it's a big difference between throwing competitive balls and throwing non-competitive balls. And the last 3 at-bats, it's all been non-competitive for Carter Boyd. And as Jim Leggett marches out, I think that's going to end the day for Carter.
As that comes to an end for Carter Boyd, his final line here, 2 1/3, 3 hits, 1 run. He's walked 3 and gave up a double. He faced 10 batters and only threw 47 pitches. But keep it here. We got a pitching change coming here in the high country. We'll be right back on 90.5 WASU on YouTube. Welcome back to baseball here in the high country. Game is knotted up at 2 as Carter Boyd exits the game and Cody Little, the Largo, Florida native, comes on for the Mountaineers. David's got more on him.
Yeah, the senior right-hander ready to come in a precarious situation. Runners on second and first for ODU. A 10.13 ERA across 16 innings pitched so far this year. However, his last 3 outings, 6 1/3 innings pitched, only 5 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, 1 walk, and 8 strikeouts.
As the first offering comes from Cody Little, runners at second and first. That one shot out of the ballpark into the parking lot. 0-1.
He had a season-high 5 strikeouts back on March 18th against Charlotte, where he went 3 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 earned run, no walks. As I mentioned, 5 Ks.
0-1 forthcoming here. Cody Little to Luke Waters. Checks the runner, then to Little Livery. Inside, almost got him, counts even. Count now 1-1 for the senior for ODU, Luke Waters. Little waiting for the delivery here. Checks second base, kicks and fires. In there, strike 2. Beautiful location there by Cody Little.
That's his specialty, just pouring in strikes. Cody Little was one of the most relied on relievers at the end of last year, especially in the Sun Belt Tournament.
As the 1-2 delivery forthcoming here for Cody Little. He fires. That one shot into right field. Moquin has got it. Runners retreat back to their respective bags. 2 away here in the top of the 3rd.
Hard hit ball, but hey, it's why we got 3 outfielders, right? Moquin had to backpedal and switch direction to make sure he got that ball, but locks it up, and Cody Little 1 out away from getting out of a precarious situation.
Looking for Cody Little to get out the jam here as Brody Connors comes up, the freshman. Awaits the first pitch of his at-bat from Cody Little. 2 away now with runners at first and second. Little sets. Check second base. Kicks and fires. In there, strike 1.
Outside part of the plate to perfection for Cody Little.
Hey man, what a event this would be if Cody Little comes in and gets the Mountaineers out of this situation. The 0-1 forthcoming. That one skied. That's going to be in play. Miller says he has it. And he does, and that's going to do it for the top of the 3rd inning. Cody Little comes in and escapes the jam with runners at first and second. However, the Monarchs do tie things up here at 2. Keep it here. We'll be right back for the Mountaineers to come take the bat with Church, Miller, and Correa due up. Welcome back to baseball here in the high country. We're approaching the bottom of the 3rd inning here. And due up for your Mountaineers is we got a change here. Braxton Church is coming up.
Braxton Church stepping in the spot of Joseph Zamora. It'll be 2, 3, 4 hitters up for App State. Zamora, his first time up batting in this position, grounded out to the 3rd baseman. So we'll see what Braxton Church can do in his debut, game number 2 of the doubleheader.
As the first pitch in there for a strike. And I believe Braxton Church is going to take over at 3rd base.
Yes, he
for
has.
the Mountaineers. The 0-1 delivery to Church. That one swung on, hit right, and that's going to go foul. And that one's going to go into the trees.
Oh, he barely missed that baseball. I mean, just under it. It was a great swing, right in the heart of the barrel, just a bit high on the bat.
Just a bit high on the bat indeed. As the count is now 0-2 for Braxton Church. The 0-2 delivery comes. And he's going to pop that into shallow right field. That's going to touch down for a hit. And he's going to hold everything at first. It's a base hit for Braxton Church, his first of the ball game.
Nice knock for Church, and a great way to get us started in this tie ball game, 2-2 in the bottom of the third.
And that's going to bring up Cam Miller. And 7 home runs on the year. You really want him to. You really want to see if he can keep that bat hot. Send one out and put us back up 2.
You really do. Miller 2 homers in the last 2 games.
If you're just joining us, runner at first, Braxton Church singled into shallow right field. That's the first pitch offering coming to Cam Miller. Pickoff attempt at first, no good.
They'll make us wait just a little while longer.
As the Crickets come over Jim and Betty Smith Stadium here. Zamora sitting in the on-deck circle. No, Correa, excuse me. First pitch outside, ball 1.
Miller's hit 4 homers in his last 5 games.
Absolute beast. And he's hitting .324 on the year, too. The 1-0 offering to Cam Miller. Hefty swing and a miss there, counts even.
I could feel the wave of wind off that bat from here. Miller put everything he had into it on that breaking ball.
No, absolutely. Blake Morgan gets the pitch Kami likes. Gets set. Kicks and deals to Cam Miller. That one fouled off into right field. Into the lawn.
Ooh, lady was paying attention. She got one hopped by a baseball.
Lady got it right to the shin.
She seems okay, checking out the damage.
Counts 1-2 for Cam Miller.
No medics needed. She's all good.
She's all good. She got a souvenir to go along with it. The 1-2 offering to Cam Miller forthcoming. Morgan sets. Kicks and fires. And called strike 3, 1 away.
Yeah, Miller didn't like it, but there's a borderline pitch on the outside part of the plate. The breaking ball from Morgan has been working to perfection so far today, especially against these power hitters.
And Juan Correa comes up to bat for the Mountaineers here.
That was the second strikeout of the day for Blake Morgan.
Waiting for the first pitch is Juan Correa, doubled in his first at-bat. First pitch swung on, hit well, and that's going to line down for a base hit. Center fielder lost his hat. Runners at first and second on a single for Juan Correa. That one curled very well.
I feel like that swing was in slow motion from Correa. He waited for the breaking ball that was well off the plate on the inner half and just takes a little golf swing, pulls out the pitching wedge, and plants one right on the Mountaineers logo in center field.
And that's going to bring up the freshman phenom Tyler Lichtenberger. He's 0 for 1 on the evening. Grounded out in his first appearance.
Definition of a pure hitter right here.
Absolutely.
Lefty-lefty matchup. 2 runners on.
See what Lich can do with it. Morgan checks the runners. First offering. Just a bit low there, 1-0. If you're the Mountaineers here, you gotta get something across home plate here. You've seen that the pitching's going to be not necessarily an issue, but having so many guys come in, the offense is going to have to remain hot. As the 1-0 offering to Lichtenberger, swung on right back up to second base, on to second, on to first, safe. Doesn't get the double play, but it does move the runner 90 feet from home. Correa out at second.
Heck of an effort from Kyle Edwards as he dove, got to his feet, sprinted to the bag at second, and fired one over to first in a bang-bang play.
Absolutely. Tyler Figueroa steps up to the plate, grounded out. And here's first at bat. Blake Morgan ready here. And ready to deal the first pitch. Outside, ball 1. And Blake Morgan About to get through this third inning here. 60 pitches on the day. He's only walked one. He struck out two. The 1-0 offering. Pickoff attempt at first, no good. Lichtenberg is safe.
Figueroa transfer in from Siena. I was talking to some of the baseball dads that sit out on the party porch, and we were having a laugh yesterday, and I'll get to it after this pitch.
As the 1-0 delivery, another pickoff attempt, no good at first.
But we were chatting, and two transfers were brought in from teams that App State played last year, Winthrop and Siena. Tyler Figueroa hit 2 homers off of Bradley Wilson in that series against Siena, and Charlie Evans hit 2 homers off Bradley Wilson for Winthrop, and so
absolutely bunt laid down into the netting.
It was a bit of a joke that App State was saying, oh, if you can hit a homer off Bradley Wilson, especially doing it twice, and you're good enough to come play for us.
Oh, absolutely. As the count is now even at 1, he squared that bunt up and popped it right back to the net.
Second time Figgy's done that today. He had one in game 1 that he popped up and was almost caught.
Absolutely, David. The 1-1 offering, 2 away here. Runners on the corners. Kicks and fires. Outside, ball 2. Looks like Blake Morgan's pitching a little bit scared, waiting for Lichtenberger to try and steal second.
And still nobody up and warming in the ODU bullpen.
Blake Morgan likes the pitch. Kicks and deals. That one's outside. 3-1 in favor of Tyler Figueroa.
Figueroa's waiting for his pitch. The second time through the order, a lot of breaking balls have been used. You felt like the fastball was thrown almost every single pitch. First time through the lineup. Now that breaking ball has become the specialty for Morgan.
Absolutely. Figueroa waits the 3-1 offering. Outside, and that's going to be a walk issued by Blake Morgan. Bases are juiced now for Graham Smiley.
Graham, his last time up, drew a walk, ended up scoring a run as Riley Luft, now in the on-deck circle, pelted his first App State homer.
See what Smiley can do here. Bases loaded for the Mountaineers. 2 away here in the bottom of the third.
You have a quick mound meeting here. Goodness, Southern Drawl came out for a second.
Yeah, look, I call it the powwow at the pitching mound. So
mound mating.
We got powwow at the pitching mound here for ODU. Blake Morgan going to get a talking to by his catcher and his coach. And then we're going to keep it here, David. I want to get some takeaways from you from the first third of this ball game. What does App State need to do better to stay alive?
I mean, I think they're doing an excellent job with figuring out a way to get guys on, right? Bases are loaded here so far through this game. You've left 2 stranded up to this point. And I think those big hits are going to come as they're starting to figure out and get a better beat on Blake Morgan. First time through the lineup, it was all fastballs. This time through the lineup, it's all breaking balls. That third time through the lineup, you got to think they're inching closer and closer to big success against him. Riley Luft's already seen it. When will the rest of the Mountaineers get there?
First pitch offering in there for strike 1. And, I mean, these guys, the Mountaineers have been able to get guys on base by whatever means. Get hit, get a hit, or get a walk. They found ways to load the bases and get runs on the board.
That they have.
As the 0-1 offering comes from Blake Morgan. That one shot to first, through the first baseman. Through comes 1, through comes 2. Figueroa over to third, not in time. And he almost cleared the bases there. A 2-run RBI single for Graham Smiley puts the Mountaineers up 4-2.
There it is. That baseball was on a liner on the ground out to right field. Graham Smiley, he's got a powerful swing, and he got all of that one. Hey, when were they going to get it done? When were they going to figure it out right there? Graham Smiley brings 2 home.
Absolutely, and that brings up Riley Luft homered. Hit his first App State homer in his first appearance.
You got to feel like that does wonders for the confidence of a kid like this. Not that he's been struggling, but just to see that first one get out of the ballpark.
No, absolutely. Runners in the corners here for Blake Morgan. Pickoff attempt at first. Not in time. He's safe. As the crickets fall over Smith Stadium once again. Sunshine. Oh, gosh. Excuse me. Sunshine breaking here over Smith Stadium, and the lights illuminating this beautiful ballpark, voted top in the country as the 0-0. Low for ball one. Again, David, just one of the most gorgeous ballparks in the country.
No, most definitely. And, you know, when you're here, you see all the pictures online of like, gosh, it's got to be such a beautiful stadium from the air. But what is it like when you're actually here and it just feels like a baseball field got planted in the middle of the forest?
As Riley Luft hits that into left field, that's right into the glove of Aiken, but nothing to be ashamed of. And again, it is about the process as Graham Smiley brings in two. The Mountaineers extend their lead 4-2. Keep it right here. DK is going to take it back on play-by-play. You're listening to 90.5 WACU Sports on YouTube.
Welcome back to baseball here on 90.5 WASU. The App State Mountaineers leading the ODU Monarchs 4-2 as we enter the top of the first inning. David Katzenmaier, Tristan Biesel here with you on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. This is game 2 of a doubleheader as impending weather later on tonight and tomorrow has pushed game 3 of this series onto this afternoon. As ODU said to have the 7, 8, 9 hitters due up as Maverick Stallings, the senior infielder, readies against the right-handed arm of Cody Little. Sets and delivers. Little misses. Load away for ball number 1. As we've mentioned, across the last 3 outings, Little, 8 strikeouts, 5 hits allowed, only 2 runs, and 2 walks. Next pitch misses low for Cody. Mountaineers so far today have had 3 pitchers take the bump. Everett Harris started us off. He got through 3 batters, did not record an out before Carter Boyd came in, cleaned up the mess. And now Cody Little on. This ball pelted out towards center field. Backing up on it is Charlie Evans. He'll round a couple feet from the warning track and make the play. Maverick Stallings retired for out number 1. We'll bring up the catcher in Jack Slater. A single back in the second inning. Slater sets up from the left side of the plate. Right-handed arm of Little comes set. Covers his faith with his glove. Now down to the belt. Kicks and fires home. A fastball beats the bat of Slater for strike number 1.
Excellent pitch there by Cody Little. Just punches it right by him.
The 0-1 offering. Cold strike, top part of the zone. Cody Little bolstering confidence right now with the fastball. As he comes set, ready to work just a couple seconds later. Another fastball right over our heads here in the booth. As typically for WASU, we're broadcasting outside, but today ODU did not bring any radio crew, so got the luxury of indoors. But Tristan, that might have been one that actually landed in the WASU booth on the outside.
Yeah, that probably would have hit us right there.
Oh, and that one, the net would have hit us as that's fouled
that
off.
Net, I was staring that thing straight in his soul.
Still no balls and 2 strikes as Slater fights to stay alive.
Oh, dude, if there was no net right there, that was coming straight at me. Would have got a souvenir, though.
Little. Long hold here. 10 seconds on the pitch clock. Now comes set at the belt. Fires it in. Fastball high and outside. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 away here in the top of the 4th inning. App State off 5 hits, leading this one 4-2. ODU 4 hits and an error. The 1-2 hit hard out towards right field. Moquin coming in. It's going to fall right in front of him. Takes a high hop. He's able to collect it, but it will be a single for Jack Slater. So he moves 2 for 2 today with back-to-back singles. The first one in the 2nd, and now this one in the 4th.
Again, just excellent way to get bat on ball right there and punch one out. Just enough to touch down on the grass, and that's what you want to see. You want to see him touch down on the grass, not in the glove of the outfielder.
Now up steps the shortstop and Kyle Edwards. Grounded into a 6-4-3 inning-ending double play back in the 2nd. First pitch on the way, and it is a cold strike. Another fastball poured in by Cody Little.
Yeah, and Cody's just peppering the box here, be it inside, outside, top, bottom, diagonal, whichever way you slice it, he's peppering it. Could really good on a sandwich.
The 0-1 slapped down the right field line, and it will be foul. No umpire over there to give us a quick signal, but our home plate umpire gets the job done for us. As that ball was inches away from going fair, but it slides just to the left side of the third base bag.
Absolutely, and I thought that one was going to curl fair. Way to dive by Braxton Church, though.
No balls and 2 strikes with 1 away on Kyle Edwards. Jack Slater, thanks to a single, stands off first. Little from the belt. Long look in. Now he'll fire. A fastball is sent out of play over the ODU dugout and into the trees. So we'll reset and try it again at no balls and 2 strikes.
I mean, if you're Cody Little here, you're just glad that there's no balls in his favor. I mean, get him in an 0-2 count, force him to swing.
Leadoff hitter TJ Aiken waiting on deck. Here's the 0-2 and another one sent fouling out of play down the right field line.
We got some souvenirs to go collect after this, David.
I mean, App State might run into baseballs after the amount of foul balls have been hit today.
No, absolutely. Thankfully, this is the last of a homestand apart from a Western Carolina game later on in April, but they won't be back here until the 17th.
No balls and 2 strikes. Cody Little looks into Graham Smiley, delivers. This pitch hit out towards right field. Moquin charging on. He's able to get it. Looks to first. As Slater was retreating, he was about a third of the way to second, but Moquin decides, let's just go ahead and play it safe, toss it in to Tyler Figueroa at second base. And that will do it for out number 2.
Yeah, with TJ Aiken coming back up to the box, you got to be worried about his power here, especially towards the opposite field. Hit that homer off of Everett Harris to start the ball game here for ODU.
Little delivers to the left-handed batter, and it misses outside towards the right-handed batter's box. A ball and no strikes on TJ Aiken. Like you just mentioned, that homer back in the first inning was one of 2 runs that ODU has put up on the board. Grounded out to second base in his second plate appearance in the 3rd. Little, quick pickoff move back to first, just checking on Slater. The catcher's going nowhere. Safe is the call, and Little now with his attention right back to home plate. Fastball fouled off, rolling softly towards the App State dugout. Very late on the swing there was TJ Aiken.
And apart from Kyle Edwards here, there's not a lot of this team doesn't steal. They don't swipe bags. I mean, I appreciate the attempt by Little to try and pick him off, but apart from Kyle Edwards, you're kind of just wasting time.
Could be mind games with TJ Aiken as well. Pieces this fastball up at the top part of the zone all the way onto right field. Fielding it cleanly will be Moquin. From first to third goes Slater. Safely over at first base is TJ Aiken with his second hit of the game. And now something brewing for ODU with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. So Scotty Young now steps up, walked back in the first, was stranded on third base when that inning ended. And in the 3rd, singled and came all the way around to score after back-to-back errant pitches by Carter Boyd. First errant pitch, he went from first to third. The second one, he went from third to home. But he's put one in play, 1-for-1. The center fielder waiting for Cody Little. Now he'll deliver. Little pours in a fastball, and it just misses high and outside.
And again, I mean, Jason Blackburn has been either tightening it up the strike zone or raising it up just a bit. Just not a lot of room for error if you're either pitcher.
Runners on the corners for ODU, and now we'll get a timeout called by Young. Up to this point, Old Dominion's brought one across thanks to a TJ Aiken solo homer in the first, and then Scotty Young scored a run off of those errant pitches after getting on base via a single in the third. He's now got a chance to do some damage as the catcher, Jack Slater, stands off third base. TJ Aiken, after a single, stands off of first. Cody takes a quick peek back to first. Now comes set at the belt. Long look into Graham Smiley. Now readies, lifts the leg, fires it, and this ball just over the diving attempt of Figueroa at second base. One run comes in to score. TJ Aiken will remain at second base, and with a powerful slap to right, all of a sudden it's a 4-3 ball game thanks to Scotty Young.
Yeah, just a heck of an effort there by Figueroa to dive out for that. Just couldn't put enough distance on it. Way to slap that ball and put it and drive in a run for ODU.
Believe it or not, Tristan, App State has yet to get a strikeout in this game.
Shout out to the gloves.
So it brings up Zach Late. The junior steps in from the left side. Little looks back towards second for TJ Aiken, now fires it home. This pitch will miss outside for ball number one.
And again, if you're Cody Little, you don't want to get too flustered here with runners at first and second. Just stick to the process. Stick to pepper in the strike zone and let your defense do some of the work for you.
Tying run at second, go ahead run at first in the top of the fourth. App State leads 4-3. Next pitch home is belted out towards right field. It's going to one-hop off the wall. Aiken comes around to score. They're waving Scotty Young home. Young will be safe, and it is a go-ahead double. Scoring two for Zach Late to have ODU up 5-4 in the top of the first.
And again, if you're Cody Little right now, it's just not what you want to see here. I mean, it's 3 runs up already, and I wouldn't be surprised if Jim Leggett's getting ready to pull him and get a change. I don't see any motion in the bullpen from what I can see. Well, we can't see.
I have a slight vantage point between the padding and the building, which is maybe a foot long, and I can see a baseball moving. So somebody's throwing.
Somebody's in there.
Now brings up Kanan George, the cleanup hitter. George with the runner standing on second base, watches the first pitch go by. A fastball stands up Graham Smiley for ball one.
And again, if you're ODU, you're just glad the bats are going, that the bats are getting warm at the right time. You wish you could have had it in the first 2 games, but you're glad to have it now instead of a weekend where you couldn't get the bats on ball.
1-0 count. Righty-righty matchup. This one is skied out towards right field in foul territory, giving chances Riley Love. He'll back off as that ball will fall outside of the App State bullpen. So a long strike number one for Kanan George.
Yeah, and I mean, back to my point, David, ODU just getting hot at the right time. They're finally being able to put bat to ball and get some runs up on the board.
Zach Late standing on second base. ODU's brought 3 across here in the top of the fourth to lead it 5-4. Kanan George in a 1-1 count. Cody Little lifts the leg, sends it home, and out in front of the changeup is George. 1 ball and 2 strikes now on the cleanup hitter.
Just a phenomenal pitch there by Cody Little. Get him to wave at it out in front.
Cody Little, another check for the runner. The 1-2 offering. Down and away.
You can't let your good stuff get away from you. You lose control of your good stuff, you can't throw it.
2 balls and 2 strikes on the 7th batter of this inning. George waits patiently. The righty, Cody Little, looks back to second. Now sends one home. Opposite opposite way into foul territory down the first base line. That one was only foul over the head of Cameron Miller by, maybe 5 or 6 feet. So we'll reset and try it again. 2s across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the top of the 4th. Cody Little trying to get out of it with only a 1-run deficit. Takes a look back to second. Now sends it home. Just misses on the outside edge. And boy, oh boy, did that ball not miss by much.
And again, David, close only counts when you're playing horseshoes.
Katie George 0 for 1. The fly out to left field and a walk. Here comes the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Cody Little got him out in front. App State will strand a runner, but not before 3 come across for Old Dominion. It's 5-4 as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. We'll see how App State responds when we return in just a moment on the 90.5 WASU YouTube channel. Charlie Evans, Dylan Moquin, Braxton Church due up as we welcome you into the bottom of the 4th inning here from Jim and Betty Smith Stadium, where ODU holds a slim 5-4 lead thanks to 3 runs brought across in the top of the 4th inning. David Katzenmaier, Tristan Biesel joining you here on the 90.5 WASU YouTube channel as the ODU athletic trainer currently out checking out the second baseman in Maverick Stallings, as he's got a Gatorade bottle out there and looked to come onto the field a little bit slow, but looks like he's going to remain in the game. But the athletic trainer left the Gatorade bottle with him, and I don't think he can keep that on the field. But Charlie Evans ready for his second plate appearance. He popped up to the first baseman his first time around back in the 2nd inning. But Evans has had himself a productive series here against ODU. Pair of hits. As Blake Morgan back in for his 4th inning of work. Evan lays down a bunt here, and it'll be a race to the bag. Flipping underhand in time is Morgan, as that one came in between himself and the first base line. Fielding it cleanly over at first is Zach Late. And so a race to the bag is won by the Monarchs for out number 1. Charlie Evans is retired 1-3.
And, I mean, he tried getting him off guard like he did last night. Just they were ready for it.
They were not fooled by the 9-hole hitter in Charlie Evans. It'll bring up Dylan Moquin for the 3rd time. Moke 0 for 2 today. As a breaking ball misses on the inside part of the plate for ball number 1. Fly out to left field in the 1st and a strikeout in the 2nd. Excuse me.
For those of you off air, DK was demolishing a hamburger. So mouth's a little bit dry.
Hey, it's been a long day out here.
I mean, you were shooting football, shooting the first game, coming up here to call the game with me. Been running everywhere.
Long day, but a great day. Got to stay fueled somehow. Ball and a strike on Dylan Moquin. Breaking ball is sent foul towards the ODU dugout. So a ball and 2 strikes now on the App State right fielder. Moquin's gotten a lot of action out there at right. He's had 4 or 5 balls from ODU hit his way.
Getting active on both sides of the ball here.
Morgan comes set, lifts the leg. The lefty fires in, and a swing and a miss for Dylan Moquin. Now a victim of strikeouts twice in this game on back-to-back at-bats. Moquin down on strikes for out number 2.
And if you're the Mountaineers here, I mean, I keep saying it. Discipline, discipline, discipline. When I'm playing MLB The Show with my buddy Peyton, he says, discipline, Biesel, discipline. But it got you to the dance. It got you the runs on the board in the first 2 games of the series.
But hey, I get it. I just want a power swing, man. Just keep power swinging. First pitch in to Braxton Church, misses down and away.
Normal swing only for me, sir.
Yeah, but you're right. Got to have discipline, and it looked like an enticing pitch before it broke off the plate.
Absolutely.
Been a quiet bottom of the 4th so far as Braxton Church sends this one into center, floating. It's going to fall in front of the center fielder, Scotty Young. Braxton Church, back-to-back singles since he came into the game for Joseph Zamora. And App State in this series has had a lot of success against 2 outs. And you now bring up the heart of the order with Cameron Miller and Juan Correa waiting on deck. See if they can do some damage here with 2 away, down by 1 in the bottom of the 4th.
Absolutely, but the Mountaineers are only hitting .250 and scoring with runners in scoring position today.
So Cam Miller reached on an error back in the 1st inning and then struck out looking in the 3rd. He steps in with 2 away and 1 runner on. 2-seam fastball swung at and fouled off. It'll roll back to the padded wall behind home plate for strike number 1.
And if you're Cam Miller here, you want to be able to work the strike count, into your favor to the hopes of Blake Morgan serving you up a cookie that you can mash to Banner Elk.
No balls and a strike. The lefty Morgan looks over to first, now sends one home to Cam. Here's a chopper out towards shortstop. It's going to be a tough play. Coming on and firing over to first in time is Kyle Edwards. He's had a series of heroic plays, none bigger than that one right there. Kyle Edwards retires Cam Miller. Braxton Church will be left stranded. 1 hit and no runs here in the bottom of the 4th inning for the Mountaineers. New pitcher on the way for App State when we return for the top of the 5th inning. So don't go anywhere. 5-4 ODU leads when we return on 90.5 WASU. Colin Welch, the new arm, into the game for the App State Mountaineers. We welcome you back on 90.5 WASU to Jim and Betty Smith Stadium at Beaver Field here in Boone, North Carolina, where ODU leads App State 5-4. And Colin Welch, the new arm, into the game.
And Colin Welch representing the 910 proud, my hometown, Spring Lake, North Carolina, the Western Hornet graduate. Only 2 appearances, an inning and a third. So his ERA is definitely overinflated at 54.
This ball hit heavy out towards left field. Riley Luft giving chase. Oh, and he buries it. Riley Luft caught that against his chest. He almost overran it. But Luft just kind of pulls it down like a football into the breadbasket for out number 1.
And a heads-up play there by Riley Luft to rein that ball back into his glove. And again, Colin Welch only has an inning and a third pitched. Got ran out of town in his first appearance against Charlotte. Pitched an inning against High Point on the 25th.
Welch started the year injured and has slowly been ramping his way back up. Fastball on the top inside part of the plate. Goes for strike 1 against Brody Connors. So Luke Waters retired after the catch from Riley Luft in left. And now Welch, after missing the zone there, finds himself in a 1-1 count against the freshman Brody Connors. Connors, the third baseman, did not start the game there. Tyler Zadalis was their starting third baseman, but was inserted into the lineup after Zadalis' first at-bat. This one's poked over towards first base, and it will get into the outfield. So Brody Connors, the freshman, has himself a one-out hit here in the top of the 5th.
Absolutely, and Cam Miller looked like he was going to go and run to get for it and just turned right as the ball was passing him there. I mean, there was no play on it, so heads up play there by him, to go cover the first base bag.
So now we'll bring up Maverick Stallings. A double back in the second inning and a fly out to center in the 4th. Righty-righty matchup as Stallings watches the first one miss down and away. Graham Smiley dives over to the right to save it from getting to the backstop. Colin Welch was a primary reliever for App State last year. Used him a good bit and a reliable one at that. Ball and no strikes on Stallings. Runner stands off first base with one away here in the 5th. Pitch misses down at the shoelaces of Stallings.
Excellent save there by Smiley to not let that ball pass through.
So the first pitch, Graham had to dive to the right. The second pitch, Graham has to dive to the left. We know he's versatile.
Indeed he is.
Stonewall back there behind home. The 2-0 pitch, swing and a miss. Breaking ball from Colin Welch has Stallings well out in front for the first strike of this at-bat.
Yeah, an absolute green light hack there by Maverick Stallings.
2 balls in, a strike. Brody Connors standing on first base. Fastball misses in.
Almost hit him at the knees.
So now 3 balls in his strike. ODU opened the scoring with a solo homer by their first batter in TJ Aiken. They then brought 1 across in the 3rd and then 3 more in the 4th. This one's batted back up the middle towards second base. Figueroa has it, fires to first for Cam Miller, picks it out of the turf, and it will be there in time. Figueroa was on a shift more towards the shortstop position on the left side of second base. So the shift works to the Mountaineers' favor. 4-3. Down goes Maverick Stallings for out number 2.
Yeah, that's going to bring up Jack Slater, David. I mean, he singled in both appearances at the plate today.
Slater came around on that second single back in the 4th inning to score. Runner in scoring position with 2 away. Slater batting left-handed. Welch misses down and outside for ball number 1. The catcher in Slater had himself a good day so far. What can he do with a runner in scoring position? They're going to fire back to second base. Litch lays down the tag, but back in time is the Monarch runner. Brody Connors, I think they wanted to try and throw back. He had been getting bigger and bigger leads finally ended up taking an extra step, and Welch thought it was worth it. 1 ball, no strikes, directs his attention back to home. This one is fouled off towards the ODU dugout. Nice play made by one of the Monarchs. So now a ball and a strike. Sticks on the scoreboard with 2 away in the top of the 5th inning. ODU leading 5-4 off of 9 hits. App State 6 hits. ODU 1 error. App State none. 8-hole hitter, the catcher, Jack Slater in a 1-1 count. The pitch misses low. 2 balls and a strike. Colin Welch, if you're just joining us, only his 3rd appearance on the year so far. He's been working his way back from injury. First pitch 2 weeks ago. 2 balls and a strike. This one bounced over towards Cam Miller. Has to retreat. It'll be a foot race. He'll flip over to Welch, who taps the bag in time. And that will do it for the top of the 5th inning. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left on for the Monarchs. We'll see if the Mountaineers can bounce back in the bottom of the 5th inning when we return. So don't go anywhere. You're listening to 90.5 WASU right here on YouTube. The 4-5-6 due up here in the bottom of the 5th inning as Juan Correa, Tyler Lichtenberger, and Tyler Figueroa will ready to face Blake Morgan. First pitch home to Juan Correa is a swinging strike. As Correa 2 for 2 so far today with a ground rule double back in the 1st and a single in the 3rd. Correa watches another one go by. This time it catches the inside part of the plate for strike number 2.
I mean, you just saw him right there, just making sure his back's okay there. Don't want to re-injure it.
No balls and 2 strike. Morgan delivers home. That one misses downstairs.
I mean, you've got some massive stones if you're going to pitch to Juan Correa here in this situation.
Swing and a miss. Strike number 3. As Correa down on strike swinging, Blake Morgan comes out and attacks Correa and does so successfully. 1 away here in the bottom of the 5th. As ODU leads this one 5-4. Here on what has turned into a chilly, overcasted afternoon on the mountain.
And Litch coming up with the absolute banger 2015 classic as his walk-up song.
First pitch to Litch is a breaking ball that creeps its way into the strike zone. Tyler was standing steadfast, wasn't thinking about swinging the bat until that ball got right over the heart of the plate. Wasting no time back with the second pitch is Morgan. It'll miss inside with the fastball.
Yeah, it just seems like the location of that pitch, same spot, different call.
Sticks on the scoreboard. Left-handed batter in Lichtenberger. Left-handed pitcher in Blake Morgan. Morgan lifts the leg, sends it home. Litch is way out in front on a breaking ball that dove quickly towards the turf. A ball in 2 strikes now. Litch grounded out to the shortstop in the first inning and reached via a fielder's choice in the third. Fouls the next pitch over down the first base line. And Kermit Smith's going to come out quickly, have a word with our home plate umpire. I think this is a conversation for Kermit about that last pitch came just a bit too quick. Lichtenberger wasn't exactly set and ready in the box.
Yeah.
So Blake Morgan working a bit too quick. So Jason Blackburn writes a little note down in his book, and we're back to play. The 1-2 pitch is set towards the shortstop, and Edwards snares it out of the air. So a softly hit liner falls right into the glove of Kyle Edwards for out number 2. Mountaineers bats, since bringing 2 across in the third inning, have gone cold.
Absolutely, David. I really want to see if Tyler Figueroa is going to be the answer here to get these bats back up to order.
First pitch to Figgy's out in front of that one. Gets a piece of it. So a foul ball brings the count 0-1. But Figueroa ground out to the shortstop in the second inning and then walked and was stranded on third base back in the third. Nobody on, 2 away as Figueroa sees the count go 1-1. Fastball misses high and away for Morgan. The crowd starting to thin out here at Jim and Betty Smith Stadium. The temperature continues to drop. Figueroa fooled by the changeup well out in front. We were wondering how the third time of the order would go for Blake Morgan. And the theme for the first time through was the fastball. The theme the second time through was the breaking ball. And this time it's been the changeup that has fooled the Mountaineers. Here's the 1-2 pitch with 2 away. Fastball down and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Figueroa. The App State third baseman, well, he started at third. To start the second inning, moved over to second base after Joseph Zamora was taken out of the game. Braxton Church assumed Zamora's batting position as second in the order and took the third base spot. Figueroa grounds this one towards third. It's a hard hit ball, firing, and well overthrowing the first baseman is Connors. On the error, Figueroa will head to second, and Brody Connors, it's his first throw of the game since he came in for Tyler Zadalis in the second inning. And boy, oh boy, was that an overthrow to trying to get the speedy Figueroa in time.
Yeah, absolutely. Well overthrown over the head of the first baseman late. And now Graham Smiley's got another chance to knock another run in and tie this ball game up.
And they will mark it an error on the third baseman. I think it could have been bang-bang either way, but
yeah,
typically speaking, a routine play there should be made. So an error on Brody Connors. So now Graham Smiley with a runner in scoring position. Some damage waiting to be done. Check swing. Smiley does not go around on the first offering from Blake Morgan. So with a ball and a strike with 2 outs and Figueroa on second base. Figueroa represents the tying run with 2 away in the bottom of the 5th. The left-hander Morgan deals to the right-hander Smiley. Out in front of that one as Graham rocks the breaking ball into foul territory just past the App State dugout.
And Blake Morgan nearing the century mark on the day, and we're not even through 5 innings. He's at 92 pitches right now.
And an arm stretching in the ODU bullpen, but no sense of urgency down there. 1-1 count on the catcher, Graham Smiley. Morgan looks back to second, now throws it home. And a changeup goes for a called strike. Smiley watched it clip the inside lower part of the zone.
That absolutely buckled him right there. Got him looking at it.
1-2 count, 2 away. Tyler Figueroa, representing the tying run, stands on second. Morgan comes set at the belt, lifts the leg, fires it home, and Smiley will keep it alive for at least one more pitch. Sends that one foul over the screen over the ODU bullpen, or dugout, excuse me.
Man, Penn dugout, it's more the same at this point. It's foul either way.
So reset and try the 1-2 again. Brisk wind blowing in from center field. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Graham Smiley. The offering from Morgan. Swung on and fouled over the ODU dugout once again. Smiley fighting to stay alive. If the opportunity comes available, Riley Luft, the left fielder, waits on deck. All the attention right now on Graham Smiley. He is in a battle. Morgan comes set. Sends in the pitch, and Graham lays off of it. A high fastball will go for ball number 2.
Really wanted that one. Saw it was going high and just held that bat just enough.
Graham Smiley staying selective. 2 balls and 2 strikes on the App State catcher. Tyler Figueroa, a couple paces off of second. Pitch home, swing and a miss. Graham Smiley got beat on the fastball right down the heart of the plate. Figueroa is stranded out at second base. The Mountaineers still down by 1 as we close out the 5th inning. Tristan Biesel will take you through the 6th and the 7th. We return. Colin Welch will be your arm on the mound, so don't go anywhere. It's a close one in Game 3 here at Jimmy Betty Smith Stadium.
Welcome back to Baseball in the High Country here on the app. Colin Welch comes back out for his 2nd inning of work, and Kyle Edwards will stand in the dish when we get back here to action. At the top of the 6th inning, I got the 6th and the 7th. David will take you the rest of the way in the 8th and the 9th inning here. And the story for App State so far, their discipline has gone out the window. And you really need to start to think, okay, we got to get ourselves back in this game. How do we do it?
Well, App State's just got to get the bats going. I mean, the defense and the pitching has done their jobs up to this point.
As Colin Welch sends that right back where it came from, a dribbler in the center field. That's going to touch down for a hit. Gets about the 3rd way to 2nd before Charlie Evans chucks it back into to his cutoff man.
So Kyle Edwards, the shortstop, batting in the 9 hole, is now on. He's got a ton of speed. As you mentioned,
15 or 15, 14 or 14. He's perfect on stealing opportunities, and we are going to get a mound visit here with Colin Welch.
This could spell the end of the day for Colin, and it looks like it will.
See if we got any action going on in the bullpen here.
As a commendable outing for Colin Welch, his 3rd coming off of injury, and every single time getting better and better.
And that final line for Colin Welch, he's going to have an inning of work, 2 hits, no earned. He faced 5 through 14 pitches in his outing day. And, I mean, David, that's what you want to see, just him slowly starting to get back into a full work tempo.
Yeah, most definitely, and he'll be responsible for the runner that stands on first in Kyle Edwards, but Rain Watson will be the new pitcher into the game for App State, and so He'll assume the duties on the bump with one on in a one-run ball game.
And Rain Watson, the 6'3 lefty out of Green Sea, South Carolina, out of PD Academy, transferred here from Florida Southwestern State College. As Colin Welch exits the game. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, Rain Watson's going to get to work. You're listening to 90.5 WASU on YouTube. Welcome back to baseball here on the app. Rain Watson getting ready to go to work. The Green Sea, South Carolina native, the lefty. TJ Aiken will be the first batter he faces here in the top of the sixth. Runner on first, and Colin Welch will be responsible for him. That is the 9-hole hitter, Kyle Edwards. First pitch to Aiken. In there, strike one. Beautiful pitch there by Watson.
On the year so far, Watson a 9.64 ERA across 8 appearances, 4 2/3 innings pitched, 8 hits, 5 earned runs, 3 walks to 7 Ks.
The 0-1 low there. Counts even. 1-1, none away.
Watson, a guy who just brings so much promise on the mound. Such a big frame. Has a very over-the-top delivery.
And the 1-1. Low, 2-1.
I mean, when he comes through, his chest is almost straight at the ground. His arm is coming through essentially as if he was throwing over the top of his head.
Very wonky release. Like you said there, David, the 2-1 on the way. He kicks and fires. That one swung, fouled back, and that one's going to come, skip over. And it looks like, I think someone's either going to get a souvenir or someone's going to get the ball back.
I think it might have gone under the bleachers. That was a very unique bounce. There is a small portion of concrete that ball can hit behind home plate, and it somehow found it.
Ball's finding unusual places here today. The 2-2 on its way. Kicks and fires. Runner goes. Fouled off into the net.
I mean, the amount of foul balls today has been tremendous, to say the least. I mean, I feel like there's some games we go here where, there's a souvenir here, there's a souvenir there. But
there's a souvenir everywhere.
It feels like every single at-bat so far today has given 2 or 3, either against the net or into the stands.
No, absolutely, David. Count remains 2-2. Next pitch of the at-bat on its way for TJ Aiken. And that one's low. Smiley collects it. Edwards holds it first.
You got to wonder if Edwards is going to get antsy down off first base. As you mentioned a moment ago, 14 for 14 this year on stolen base attempts. Hasn't gotten caught once.
Count is now full at 3-2. Watson sets his feet. Kicks and fires. That one swung on and missed. Runner goes. Tag. In time, he got him. The perfect steal streak is no more. Graham Smiley guns down Kyle Edwards at second.
And you want to know the difference, Tristan? Kyle Edwards hadn't run on Graham Smiley yet.
He ain't run down him yet. No, sir. And Graham dropped the gun on him.
That he
Shot
did.
him down at second.
I mean, a perfectly placed baseball from Graham Smiley.
Zach Late up. Now Scotty Young up to bat now. And that leaves 2 away now. As the delivery comes, squares up a bunt in there, strike 1.
Rain Watson working with a lot of confidence right now.
Absolutely. Scotty Young, the senior. Scotty's 2 for 3 on the day, but drew a walk in his first at bat. Pitch is low, ball 1, counts even.
Baseball fell off a table and just below the zone.
As Watson sets to deliver the 1-1. 1-1 delivery. High for ball 2. Rain Watson milking the pitch clock here. 8 seconds left on that clock. The 2-1 forthcoming. It's delivered. Just a bit inside there. 3-1 advantage to Scotty Young. Watson going to have to get right back to work here. 10 seconds on the pitch clock.
Young back-to-back singles in his last 2 plate appearances.
The 3-1. That's going to be just a bit low, and Scotty Young's going to collect his base.
Resident superfan Ben Watson not exactly happy with that call.
Yeah, yeah, you can hear him clear as day, be it in Holmes Convocation Center, Kidd Brewery Stadium, or Smith Stadium. You hear him everywhere we go, David.
Was the 6th walk issued by Mountaineer pitchers so far today.
As Zach Late steps up to bat here. First pitch. Swung on, back into center field. That's going to touch down for a hit. Young's going to go to third. Runner's going to hold it first. Runner's on the corners here with 2 away.
And that ball split the gap. Nobody was hanging out up the middle. Defense was shaded pretty standard, and nothing you could do there on a high chopper that just sneaks its way through the infield.
They sent that ball right back to where it came from. Runners on the corners now with 2 away for Kane and George.
You okay, Tristan?
Yeah, I got a frog in my throat as soon as that went through, and Scotty was round in second, and I had to get him to third and get runners on the corners before I had to get through. But
And Rain Watson has seen fairly limited activity so far this year. As we mentioned a moment ago, only 4 2/3 innings pitched. The leash is usually pretty short, and it looks like his day is going to be done.
It's going to end 2/3, 1 hit, 1 K, 1 walk, face 3 batters. We're going to take a pitching change here, but when we come back, new pitcher in for the Mountaineers. Keep it here on the app. Max Tramontana in for the Mountaineers, the Cincinnati, Ohio native. David's favorite city in the world here, and he's got more on him.
Yeah, Max Tramontana so far this year, 22.85 ERA. It's a 1-0 record, and kind of tells you exactly how much records mean in baseball. But nevertheless, I'm ahead of myself here. 5 appearances, 4 1/3 innings pitched, 9 hits, 11 earned runs, 6 walks to 4 strikeouts for Tramontana.
He's going to be facing Kanan George with a runner 90 feet from home and 90 feet from second. So they're on the corners here with 2 away.
Yeah, this is a big spot here because with it only being a 1-run game, feeling like you hold the runner with 2 away, 90 feet, gives a lot of impact.
And he's going to lose the ball here. He's caught in a run down here. Third to home, tags him in time, and that's going to do it. Way to cut him down in a rundown. Way to get out of the situation there for Tramontana.
Boom, baby. Scotty Young got way too aggressive on the base pass, sold it. Graham Smiley had no idea where the baseball was. It pops right up next to him. And by the time Scotty Young realizes that he's made a mistake, he's already halfway down the baseline. He's got to commit, gets ran down in a pickle. And, man, Tramontana, he didn't get it done the way that you traditionally would as a pitcher in this scenario, but a huge moment as the Mountaineers strand 2.
Definitely unconventional, but coming back to the bottom of the 6th inning, Luft, Evans, and Moquin due up for your Mountaineers. Keep it here. We'll be right back on the app. New pitcher on for the Old Dominion Monarchs. It's going to be Frankie Wright entering the game, and David's got more on him.
Yeah, Frankie Wright, first reliever into the game for the Monarchs, but Blake Morgan, 5 innings pitched, 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 5 Ks to 2 walks across 99 total pitches. So the starter gets the job done for ODU, but now into the bullpen. We'll see what Frankie Wright can do. So far this year, 7.56 ERA across 7 appearances, 8 1/3 innings pitched, 9 hits, 11 runs, only 7 of them earned, 4 walks to 5 strikeouts to the new right-handed arm for the Monarchs.
Riley Luft in for the Mountaineers. Homered in his first appearance, popped out to left field in his second. The first pitch popped up in right field into the parking lot.
That home run for Riley Luft, the first of his collegiate career. So once again, Tyler Lichtenberger, the true freshman, got his first Mountaineer homer last night. Luft does it here today as the childhood friends going back-to-back on back-to-back days.
The 1-0, the 0-1, just a bit outside, counts even at 1. And again, I keep saying this, if you're App State, discipline got you to the dance. Let's keep it that way.
It's been a lot of efficiency for ODU. This is the first time that Luft has stepped up since the 3rd inning.
That one, loud foul in the right field. That one's going into the trees. As the sun starts to dip over Smith Stadium here and dusk starts to fall and the lights are fully on here in Smith Stadium.
Yeah, the clouds have brought an overcast and somewhat chilly in towards this night.
As I think I smell the heater.
I do
coming
too.
on.
Yep, the heater has just popped on. We got the windows open right now, but it might not be for too much longer.
The 1-2 delivery to left forthcoming. Frankie Wright kicks and fires. That one, another loud pop to right field. And that one going out of play. Count remains 1-2.
Luff gives a fist bump back to the dugout saying, I'm on it. I see it. I know it.
He's on it. He sees it. He knows it. Can he punch one out of here? We are about to find out. Pitch clock starts to count down from 20 seconds. Wright kicks and fires. That one shot back towards us.
Bounces off the screen, but
A little bit more to our ESPN colleagues and Matt President and Dylan Shepard.
with Luft all over it.
Man, he's on him like white on rice here. And Frankie Wright moving with a sense of urgency here. The 1-2, kicks and deals. That one chopped over to left field. Edwards there, the throw. Not in time, and that's over the head of the first baseman late. Luft not even going to try it. It's a single for Riley Luft.
Last time a ball got hit deep in the hole toward shortstop, it was ruled an error, a throwing error by the third baseman in Brady Connors. That time, Luft just beat it out. Whether that ball was fielded cleanly by the first baseman in Zach Lade or not, that was going to be a base hit all day long for Riley.
Easy look Sunday morning for the freshman. That brings up Chucky Evans here to bat in the 9-hole. 0 for 2 on the afternoon, grounded out to the pitcher and popped out in foul territory to late. First pitch offering here. It's a bunt laid down, pickoff attempt, not going for ODU.
Standing up there was Jack Slater. I mean, looked like he was going to backpick over to first base, and I don't think I've ever seen more of a cartoonish flailing of the hands than Riley Luft trying to change his direction, diving back to first.
Excellent dive there, though.
It was.
Counts 1-0 here. Pickoff attempt at first. Not in time, Luft is safe.
See, for Frankie Wright, I'm not sure if he was checking him or just wanted to see another cartoon-esque slide.
Probably get a laugh of it regardless. Am I right, David?
Absolutely.
After the pickoff attempt, the count remains 1-0. The offering forthcoming. And he deals. Bunt. Popped up. Pitcher and catcher there. Catcher gets it. One away.
Easy one for Jack Slater in matter of inches when it comes to those bunts, and that one hits the top side of the bat straight up into the air. And so, although Charlie Evans has been probably, you would say, one of the best bunters on the team so far this year, just an error there.
Absolutely, and we're rotating back up to the top of the order here, and Dylan Moquin comes in with one away here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Moquin a fly out to left in the first, a strikeout in the second, and a strikeout in the fourth.
And that first offering forthcoming here for Moquin. Luft slightly to first. Just a bit outside there, ball one. I mean, you're hearing the visiting crowd not liking that call either, but 1-0 regardless.
Righty-lefty matchup.
Moquin awaits the 1-0 offering. Luft reduces his lead. Actually leaning back towards first. The 1-0. Oh, I think that get him.
He's standing in the box as if it didn't. Somehow, someway, Moquin did not get hit by that baseball.
But 2-0 here for Moquin.
I mean, he could have sold that. I mean, I think the umpire, if Moquin would have started moving, would have sent him down to first base.
Absolutely, but
hey, stay true to the game, and it'll reward you.
absolutely 2-0 for Moquin here. That one fouled back through the legs of Slater.
Betwixt the wickets, as they say.
2-2. 2-1 here. Is that cricket commentary?
No comment.
Look, dude, I bet on cricket is fun to watch.
Oh, it is. It absolutely is.
Yeah, 2-1 here. The offering forthcoming from Frankie Wright. Kicks and fires. That one sharply fouled out to the right field line towards the ODU dugout. And that's going to roll all the way down to the corner.
And it will. We're going to have a little stoppage of play for that one.
Yeah, Ball Boy's going to have to work on his 60-yard shuttle, his 60-yard dash time there to go and get that one. Look at the hustle. He's hustling, and he gets the ball.
Hey, give it to the kid.
And give it to the kid. Pickoff attempt at first. No good. Shout out to that ODU ball boy giving that ball to the kid, giving him a souvenir.
Now here in college baseball, there's no ball boys. It's just pitchers on off days.
Absolutely.
And
Another pickoff attempt at first. No good. I think that's a...
And they are really worried about Riley Luft, who has yet to have a stolen base attempt this year.
Absolutely. The 2-2 forthcoming here for Dylan Moquin. That one sharply grounded to first. Thought about throwing it. Not going to do it, though. Moquin out at first. Luft advances to second. 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Yeah, Zach Late was thinking about trying to gun down to second to then have it relayed back to him at first before Moquin got there, but there was no play. Riley Luft was already off and running.
And Braxton Church stepping up to the dish here, taking the third base responsibilities. And Braxton Church 2 for 2 since he uptook those responsibilities from Joseph Zamora.
I mean, Braxton Church has just been the glue guy so far this year. Where do you need me to play, Coach? All right, we're going to put you in right field on opening day. We're going to put you at third base here on game 2 of a doubleheader. Where do you need me? That's where I'm at.
So he waits the first offering. That one foul back towards the ODU dugout. Beautiful catch there by the pitcher.
And not only is it that Braxton Church is capable of playing multiple positions, but he is just such a valuable bat to continue to have in the lineup.
Absolutely. Count is now 0-1 with that foul tip.
And so far today, he's 2 for 2 with 2 singles to the right field side.
Absolutely. The 0-1 forthcoming here from Frankie Wright. He delivers. Bit outside, ball 1, or strike 2, excuse me. Church not liking the call there.
There's been a couple borderlines so far today. However, our home plate umpire, Jason Blackburn, all you can ask for is consistency on both sides. So far, he's done a pretty good job of that.
Absolutely. Frankie Wright gets ready to deliver the 0-2. Runner at second here. That one high, 1-2. If you're just joining us, the man on second base, Riley Luft, took his first balls at App State Mountaineer deep. Took his first deep shot today.
Back in his first at-bat. Standing on second thanks to an infield single.
The 1-2 offering to Church. Sharp grounded to first. Late has it all day. And that'll do it for the bottom of the 6th inning. When we come back to ODU at the dish, keep it here. You're listening to 90.5 WASU on YouTube. Welcome back here at the top of the 7th inning here at Smith Stadium. We're so close to stretching. Max Tramontana back in to pitch for your Mountaineers. And up to bat is Kanan George. Kanan George popped out to the third baseman Walked and struck out. First pitch in there, strike one.
It'll be the 4, 5, 6 batters due up in the order for Old Dominion.
As Tramontana gets ready to deal the 0-1. That one in there, strike two. Beautiful pitch right there by Tramontana.
Max coming out with his sights set here in the top of the 7th inning. ODU holding a 5-4 lead.
As the 0-2 comes. 0-2 inside there, 1-2 now.
That has slipped off the fingertips just a little bit of Tramontana.
Just a tad.
But pretty much all the light on the field now illuminated by the towering lights.
It's a beautiful night here in Boone. It's going to get cold and rainy later, but the 1-2 delivery. Chopped over to third, foul.
Ooh, I was interested to see if that ball stayed fair, what Braxton Church was going to do with the back pick. Down the left field line. You think he gets practice out there throughout the week? You think they just run him around and see which position he fits at best?
I mean, you'd have to say here, but Tramontana getting ready to deliver the 1-2 here. 1-2, cut on him, miss, strikeout. He struck him out. First K of the day for Tramontana. Beautiful strikeout there. One down. The DH, Luke Waters, getting ready to come up here to bat for the Monarchs.
Waters walked back in the first inning, popped out, or flew out to right field in the third, and then flew out to left in the fifth.
First offering here to Luke Waters. Kicks and fires. Hefty swing and a miss there for strike one.
That high fastball is just so enticing, but nobody right now can touch it from Max.
Like I keep saying, he liked it, not enough to hit it. Tramontana offers the 0-1. That one just a bit high there. Counts even.
And I mean, that is the exact same pitch he just threw a moment ago. The difference being there's no swing, and that's just showing you the mindset right now of ODU.
1-1 forthcoming. Tramontana kicks and deals. That one just a bit low and out. 2-1.
Waters just hoping for his first hit of the game. No ducks on the pond at the moment.
As Tramontana gets ready to deliver the 2-1 offering. Chopped over to short. Lichtenberger has it over to Cam Miller in time. One away.
He's got such an arm, dude. I mean, coming out of his hand, that ball doesn't deviate from a frozen rope into the glove of Cam Miller. Just so impressed by this freshman.
Magnet to magnet. Teron Hammond coming in to pinch hit for the Monarchs.
So this will be the third hitter in the 6-hole. We started with Tyler Zadalis. Then we had Brody Connors for 2 at-bats.
And now Teron Hammond, the senior, steps into the dish. Pitch gets away, 1-0. As Tramontana gets ready to deliver the 1-0, he kicks and deals. Bunt squared down attempt. And that's going to not hit the bat, but getting outside the zone, 2-0. Tramontana going to recollect himself before stepping back on the bump. The 2-0 forthcoming. Gets set, he kicks and deals. That one roped to short. Lichtenberger has it over to Miller. In time, beautiful pick there. And that's going to do it for the top of the 7th inning. And guess what, David? It's time to stretch here in the 7th inning. Keep it right here, because up next for your Mountaineers, it's 3-4-5. Miller, Correa, and Lichtenberger here on the app. Frankie Wright resumes his pitching duties as Cam Miller comes on and fouls the first pitch, 0-1.
Cam Miller, so far today, reached on an error back in the first, struck out looking in the third, and grounded out to the shortstop in the fourth.
As the 0-1 is ready to be delivered by Frankie Wright. He kicks and deals. Check swing, no good. Count is even at 1.
Cam loaded but didn't pull the trigger.
Frankie Wright gets ready to deal. The 1-1. That one, hefty swing and miss there by Cam Miller. Counts 1-2.
Close but no cigar. Cam Miller right on top of it, but timing was there, just bat placement wasn't.
Absolutely. And the 1-2. Just a bit high there. Counts even at 2. Frankie Wright waiting to deliver the 2-2. 2-2 forthcoming. That one shot right back into the net in right field. And the wind's starting to pick up here at Smith Stadium. It's cold.
It's getting chilly, that's for sure.
Glad I brought my jacket.
Hey, you're sitting down right now, but I'm standing up, couple inches back from the desk. I got the heat on me right now. It feels glorious.
As the 2-2 goes outside, counts full.
We got the lights off, the windows open, the vibes are immaculate.
It's an absolute vibe here at Smith Stadium. As the 3-2 to Miller.
Hey, if the players got to be in it, why shouldn't we?
Amen. As that one's low, and Cam Miller is going to take his base. The walk issued by Frankie Wright. And guess who's that? Guess who's going to bring up next?
Juan Correa.
Juan Correa.
One singled or doubled in the first thanks to a ground rule double, singled in the third, struck out in the fifth, and now represents the go-ahead run in the bottom of the 7th inning with Cam Miller standing off first base and nobody out.
First pitch offering to Correa, forthcoming from Frankie Wright. Frankie kicks and deals. That one in there for strike 1.
I mean, if you were looking for a ball to piece, that was it.
Absolutely. Just kind of buckled Correa there. Looks like he wasn't ready for it.
It's just one you haven't seen the pitcher so far. You want to see one go by to begin with, but it just so happens it's a fastball right down the middle.
As the 0-1. Hefty swing and miss by Correa.
That one had a little bit more oomph behind it from Wright.
No, absolutely. Miller not leading that much off at first, but doing just enough. The 0-2 forthcoming. Come on, Juan. The 0-2 forthcoming. Outside, 1-2. Man, Cam had a pretty sizable lead right there. First baseman was tracking the entire time, though.
Hey, although Cam Miller's not known for his speed, as he's a hefty first baseman, but he's 2 for 2 on steals so far this year.
Absolutely, the 1-2 forthcoming from Frankie Wright. He's going to kick and fire. That one outside counts even at 2. I mean, if you're Juan Correa here, sit until you can't.
You're waiting for that first pitch you saw.
Absolutely. And I think he wants that first one back. The 2-2 forthcoming. Just about 10 seconds left on the pitch clock here. The 2-2 forthcoming. Frankie kicks and deals. That one chopped right back to Frankie Wright. Over to second, over to first. That's going to be a 1-4-3 double play, 2 away in the bottom of the 7th.
I mean, you couldn't have put that ball more in his glove. That spiked off the turf, and Wright is just finishing his motion. He is not trying to make a play on this ball. He turns back around to the plate, and all of a sudden there's baseball in his glove. So what does he do? Flips it quick to second, on to first, and the heart of the order for the Mountaineers that you were hoping were starting to heat up or quelled here.
As Tyler Lichtenberger steps into the box for the Mountaineers. First pitch outside, ball 1. And I mean, just props to Frankie Wright for that heads-up play right there, though.
Knew exactly where to go with it.
Lichtenberger stands in the box, ready, the 1-0. That one swung on in the right field. Coming up on it is Kanan George. That one's going to drop for a base hit. Lichtenberger going to pump the brakes at first. It's a base hit for the kid.
It's a little blooper from Litch, and although I guarantee his hands are stinging right now with where that baseball made contact with the bat, it gets the job done, and now App State has the tying run back on the base paths, only this time instead of no outs with Cameron Miller, it's 2 outs with Tyler Lichtenberger.
Figueroa represents the go-ahead run at the dish right now. And he awaits the first pitch offering from Frankie Wright. Time called on the field here. We're going to get a mound visit for the ODU Monarchs. And just going to be a quick and dirty mound visit here. It's a powwow at the pitcher's mound, as I like to call it.
That it is, and
don't think the day is going to be over here for him, but someone getting loose in the pen, David.
Yes, there is. It looks as if Kellen Davis, right-handed redshirt junior out of Media, Pennsylvania, is warming up in the Old Dominion bullpen.
Oh, I just realized you had your big lens on.
Yeah, while you were up here in the first game, I was hanging out in the dugout with the boys shooting the game for App State Athletics, and so I still got the cam out, hanging out just in case for moments like that. So
yeah, and he's absolutely got pictures of me. So I mean, I came dressed to the nines today. Better be worth it.
You came dressed in prep, that's for sure.
Absolutely, as Tyler Figueroa still awaits the 0-0 pitch. Lichtenberger at first. First offering coming. Pickoff attempt at first, nothing doing. Count remains double O's.
So Figueroa ground out to shortstop in the second. A walk in the third, was stranded on third base, and then reached on an error in the fifth where he advanced all the way to second.
As you were saying that, another pickoff attempt to Lichtenberger, nothing doing there either. And again, scared to watch another base runner get across to second. Lichtenberger, just a slight lead. The 0-0. Kicks and deals. That one shot into right field. That one's going to be in play. Moving on it is George, and he's going to make the catch. And that'll do it for the bottom of the 7th inning. The Mountaineers leave one stranded and grounded into a pitcher's double play. And that'll do it for the bottom of the 7th inning. When we come back, Mountaineers on the mound. Keep it here on the app.
Five to 4, Old Dominion leads as we welcome you back for the top of the 8th inning. It's game 2 of a doubleheader and game 3 of this series of App State versus ODU. Liam Best is the new arm onto the mound, replacing Max Tramontana. Right-handed pitcher out of Sterling, Virginia, and Tristan Biesel has more.
Liam Best, a pitcher, left-handed guy, ERA just over 5. record of 1-1 in 11 appearances. He's pitched 14 and a third, given up 13 hits, 8 earned runs. He's walked 7, but he's struck out 17. He's given up 2 doubles and a homer. In 53 at-bats, batters have a .245 average over him.
Max Tramontana will finish his night pitching 1 1/3 inning, 1 strikeout, no walks, no runners allowed. Good outing for Max Tramontana.
Way to keep the game close.
And so Liam Best in a 1-run game set to face the bottom part of the order is Maverick Stallings, the first batter he'll see. His fastball pops out of the glove of Graham Smiley for ball number 1.
See, the good part about being in here is that we don't have to worry about foul balls catching over the net and hitting us.
No, not at all, but I feel like that's part of the fun when you're calling outside. You get a souvenir while you're broadcasting. How cool is that? This one is put out towards center field. Charlie Evans doesn't have to do too much. Takes a couple steps in front of him and secures the catch for out number 1. So Maverick Stallings retired out in center field. So the catcher, Jack Slater, who is 2 for 3 today with 2 singles, steps in from the left side. 1 away here in the top of the 8th inning. Best fires and a fastball catches the top inside part of the plate. No balls and a strike on Slater.
Beautiful job just to pepper that top part of the zone there by Liam Best.
Next pitch is sent out towards Riley Luft in left field. Luft giving chase. It's towards the gap, and Luft cannot get it. It's going to hop off the wall. He'll fire it in, but standing safely at second base will be Jack Slater. It's his 3rd hit of the day and his first extra base hit. Double attributed to Jack Slater here in the top of the 8th. So ODU trying to add some insurance runs late in game 3.
And just beautifully pieced by Jack Slater. You thought Riley Luft was going to get there. Ball just a little bit too much in front of him.
And that ball had some slice on it where it looked like it started more towards left field and then just kept cutting towards the left center gap. So a runner in scoring position. Liam Best now having to work out of the stretch. Kyle Edwards, the shortstop, stands in for the right side. The righty deals, and a big swing and a miss from Edwards, who, as we've mentioned, plays more as a second leadoff rather than a traditional 9-hole hitter. He's got a good bat, and don't be fooled, he's got a ton of speed. Best takes a look back towards second. Now directs his attention home. The 0-1. Ball runs too far inside.
Edwards in his last appearance singled, flew out to right field to Moquin in his second appearance and grounded into a 6-4-3 double play in the 2nd inning.
Best a big deep breath. Look back towards Slater at second. Now lifts the leg, fires one home, and it is too low. Graham Smiley plucks that one out of the basement and sends it back to Liam Best. 2 balls and a strike on the Old Dominion shortstop. Best delivers the 2-1 offering. Swung on and foul tip off the end of the bat. It'll trickle towards the App State dugout and knot us up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nightfall upon us here at Jim and Betty Smith Stadium in Boone, North Carolina. We started play today all the way back at 2 p.m. Or App State in game 1 of this doubleheader rattled off a 6-1 victory in dominant fashion, but ODU trying to flip the script for game 2. The 2-2 is fouled off against the padding behind home, so we'll reset. Try it again.
Got some motion in the ODU bullpen right now. Looks like they're going to go to another arm here as we hit the bottom of the 8th.
It's Kellen Davis continuing to warm up. 2 balls and 2 strikes on the 9-hole hitter for ODU. Kyle Edwards waits. Liam Best sent it the belt. Lifts the left leg, sends it home, and beats him on a fastball. Liam Best sits down Kyle Edwards via the K. And they are 2 away in the top of the 8th.
Nothing but gas down the heart of the plate for Liam Best. He's going to take his dip in the rosin bag as Aiken comes up to start the top of the order.
TJ Aiken up for his 5th time today. Got the scoring started on both ends with a leadoff home run all the way back in the first. First pitch home to the left-handed batter is a ball that misses high and outside, but Aiken from there grounded out to second in the third inning, singled to right field in the fourth, and struck out in the sixth. So it's been a downward trend as far as the game log goes, but don't be fooled. Still a very talented leadoff hitter with a runner in scoring position. The 1-0 on the way home is a fastball down in the turf.
And again, if you're App State here, defensively, you need to be defensively minded with a runner at second, but also on the bats, you know your time's limited. Got 2 innings of work left to go to get these runs back.
Jacob Slater stands off second thanks to a 1-out double. DJ Aiken trying to bring him home. The 2-0 swung on and missed.
Liked the pitch, didn't like it enough to hit it.
So the Mountaineers looking for a sweep in this series. Won the first game last night 9-4. The first game of this doubleheader 6-1. They're in a hole here, 5-4 in the top of the 8th. The 2-1 home to Aiken. Catches the outside part of the plate. Beautiful location for Liam Best. He's one more good one away from getting out of the jam.
Absolutely. The organ playing the Jaws music.
Best comes set. Takes a look back towards Slater. Now sends it home. Fastball misses high. So that will load the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away in a 1-run ball game. The catcher, Jacob Slater, stands off second. Best readies. Sends home the full count offering, and it's fouled off.
Into the parking lot.
Yet another one. That one might have hit the windmill behind the third base line.
Into the development complex.
No kidding. There's been a lot of construction, and for the batter up here on the mountain, right here next to the baseball field. But all the attention right now on Liam Best in a full count with TJ Aiken. Here's the delivery. Swing and a miss. Best back-to-back Ks after giving up a 1-out double to the catcher Slater. Gets out of a big jam and momentum. Rushes into the Mountaineer dugout. We'll see if they can tie it up when we return on 90.5 WASU YouTube. Bottom part of the order due up for the App State Mountaineers in the bottom of the 8th inning. It will be Smiley, Luft, and Evans due up for App State as they currently sit in a deficit 5-4 against the ODU Monarchs. And a new arm on the mound, the second right-handed pitcher and the third pitcher of the day for ODU. Tristan, who's the new hurler?
The new hurler is number 55, Kellen Davis. He's got 2 starts on the year, 0 for 1. He's pitched 9 2/3. He's got an ERA of just over 5.5. 9 hits, 6 runs, 7 walks to 12 Ks. He's given up a home run.
So we'll have Graham Smiley, Riley Luft, and Charlie Evans to work against in the bottom of the 8th inning. Smiley, 1 for 2 so far today. Walked back in the 2nd inning, singled and picked up 2 RBIs in the 3rd. It struck out in the 5th. First pitch home to him goes for a cold strike. Righty-righty matchup. Davis delivers, and an off-speed goes for a strike. So right now, Davis dialed in on the strike zone.
Yeah, and Graham's got on base twice. He walked and drove in 2 on a single, but he struck out in his last appearance.
No balls and 2 strikes. The delivery goes through the 5-hole of the catcher, Jack Slater. So a ball and 2 strikes on the App State catcher. The light's the only thing illuminating the field right now as the sun is completely set. The 1-2 on the way. Smiley pops it up out of play above the ODU dugout.
Yeah, and if you're Smiley, you just want to battle as much as you can, get on base. Because if Luft can get on base too, it leaves Evans in the top of the order.
We'll reset and try the 1-2 again. Davis delivery. Here's a high chopper out towards Kyle Edwards at shortstop. Leaps up, grabs it, 1 step and fires, and he beats Smiley by about 2 steps for out number 1.
Beautiful hop there on the chopper by Edwards to make sure they didn't get over his head.
Edwards has had a multitude of impressive plays so far today.
Love that I can hear the PA in here and then out there.
No, absolutely. Riley Luft digs in, 4th time today, and watches a strike go by. Kellen Davis was wasting no time. Luft looked up, and Davis started the windup. I mean, it was bang, bang.
Absolutely.
Trying to play to his advantage and pour in a first pitch strike quick. Now, Luft is ready for the 0-1. Swings on this one and belts it out towards left. It's going to get down for a base hit. It'll one-hop into the glove of TJ Aiken, rounding first. Getting about a third of the way to second base is Luft before he retreats back to the bag over at first base. Riley Luft with a hard hit single out to left and represents the tying run. So here we go. This is exactly what you want if you're the Mountaineers. Bottom part of the order, get going. Let the top part take over. Charlie Evans, the 9-hole hitter, steps in a big moment for the Mountaineers. Kellen Davis comes set at the chest, hesitates, then delivers down to the dirt. Slater has to basically jump on it with his chest. Have that ball not go between his legs.
Jumped on it like a grenade.
That he
Bruno
did.
Mars would be happy.
Looks like he's out in basic training. 1 ball and no strikes on the App State center fielder. Riley Luft, a moderate lead over at first, and they'll check him, picking it back, and oh, that was close.
Very close there for Riley Luft. Davis was on him like wide on rights with the pick attempt.
Zach Late gives a point back towards Kellen Davis on the mound saying, hey, man, that was close. Still a ball, no strikes on Charlie Evans. They'll go back to Luft one more time. Ball gets away. Luft is up and running. He's going to get to second. They're telling him to go to 3. Luft, oh, he wasn't paying attention. Riley Luft, in his head, had the stop sign on after he hit second base, was not looking up at Britt Johnson, the third base coach. So Riley Luft could easily and safely be standing 90 feet away, but instead the instincts kick in, and he stays over at second after the pickoff attempt gets away from the first baseman, Zach Late.
As much as he could easily be safe at 90 feet from home, you'd rather have the safer option than the riskier option.
1-0 on the way, off speed, locks up Charlie Evans for a cold strike. 1-1 count, ODU leading this one 5-4. The tying run in scoring position. Riley Luft with 1 away stands off second base. Kellen Davis delivers home, and it is down and away. So ball 2 recorded. But Riley Luft has having himself a day so far. That single just a moment ago makes him 3 for 4 on the afternoon with 2 singles and his first collegiate home run. The 2-1 to Evans. Down and away. 3 balls and 1 strike on Charlie.
Last thing you want to do is walk a guy with some good speed and give it up to the top of the order here.
So the senior for Old Dominion in a pinch. Kellen Davis in a 3-1 count with Charlie Evans. Delivers it home, and it's a cold strike on the bottom part of the plate. I don't blame Charlie for keeping the bat on the shoulder there.
Yeah, I mean, that thing was breaking towards the dirt. Beautiful job there on the frame by Slater, though, to keep it a strike there and load the count.
3 balls and 2 strikes. Full count offering, swing and a miss. Foul, the ball gets away. Evans is going to safely reach on a strikeout. Riley Luft moves over to third, and a chaotic swing from Charlie Evans causes Jack Slater to lose the ball that was down in the dirt. It sneaks off towards the App State dugout. Everybody is safe. And so although a strikeout will be recorded, Charlie Evans stands on first.
The tying run is 90 feet from home, and the go-ahead run just reached on a K.
Cause chaos and find a way. It's exactly what's happening here for App State.
These boys are gritty.
So Charlie Evans, it's the first time he's reached so far today. Technically speaking, he's now 0 for 4, but serving in a pivotal role right now as he stands as the go-ahead run on third. Not only that, but he's got some speed.
Absolutely.
As ODU, everyone's going to go ahead and meet on the mound here and try and discuss the situation. Of course, leaving Riley Luft stranded over on third base would be lovely. However, you're more focused on Charlie Evans over at first right now with 1 away in the bottom of the 8th inning. ODU does have a new arm warming up, and it looks like we will have a new pitcher into the game. Kellen Davis faces 3 batters, and that will be all. When we come back, a new arm on the mound in the best scenario App State has had all afternoon. We'll see what they can do with it when we return on 90.5 at WASU, so don't go anywhere. Mountaineer Baseball is back in a minute. An opportunity for the Mountaineers comes here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 1 away with runners on the corners as ODU brings in a new arm. The left-handed pitcher, Bailey Matella, will be ready to go against Dylan Moquin. Tristan, tell us a little bit more about our new pitcher.
Bailey Matella, 7 2/3 innings. He's got an ERA of just under 5. And 5 hits, 4 runs, all accounted for by himself. 9 Ks to 5 walks. Hasn't given up any extra base hits, be it doubles, triples, or homers.
So they bring the left-hander in to face the left-handed bat of Dylan Moquin as we wrap around to the start of the order. Moquin opened the game with a fly out to left field, then struck out in the second and the fourth, grounded out to first in the sixth. It's been a quiet day for Dylan. However, opportunity looms with the tying run 90 feet away. First offering is fouled away against the screen behind home.
And if you're Dylan Moquin right now, the last thing you want to do is ground it into a double play and leave a runner straight at 90 feet from home. Sack fly would do just fine right here.
Charlie, I have a feeling that Charlie Evans is taking off at the first available opportunity. Next pitch home, swing and a base on a fastball. Moquin was just under it. No balls and 2 strikes. Bailey Matella meeting business. Riley Luft reached with 1 out on a single, and now has advanced his way over to third base. Here's the 0-2. Swung on. It's through on the right side for a base hit. Coming to score is Riley Luft and Charlie
Charlie's hurt
Evans.
again.
He is. Charlie Evans awkwardly rounded the bag at third base, and as he tries to sprint, or second base, excuse me, and as he tries to spring back to the bag, landed extremely awkwardly and writhing in pain right now. On top of the second base bag is Charlie Evans.
Hush falls over the crowd here, rightfully so.
So Kermit Smith, as well as this Mountaineer training staff, both first and third base coaches coming over to check on Charlie Evans, and as he rounded second base, he awkwardly turned back towards the bag, and they help him up, and Evans is going to try and walk this one off. Wow. I mean, what a trooper. That looked bad when he went down, and for Evans to get up like he is, and doesn't look like he seems to be favoring one side over another.
Yeah, that kid is gritty. I had the privilege of speaking to his old man last night after the game, and kid's gritty. Called his team a word that I don't think I could say on air, but it's a northern term for the way this team is gritty.
Yeah, I talked to his dad. Actually sat and watched a couple innings of baseball with him yesterday, and drove 9 hours down from up north to come watch his son play this weekend. And Evans, as we had mentioned earlier, getting over a finger injury, was ready to be ramped back up to full health in the coming weeks. Now waves off the training staff. So Charlie Evans seems to be in a bit of pain, but baseball doesn't care, and neither does he. Charlie Evans, what a trooper to stay in this game off second.
Man, what an absolute trooper.
RBI base hit for Dylan Moquin has tied us at 5. Charlie Evans represents the go-ahead run out at second base. Dylan Moquin on first, and Braxton Church at the dish. What a way. The pitch home to Church is a called strike on the inside part of the plate. Bailey Matella, it's his MO. He's going to attack the strike zone. Your job is to catch up with it, find a way to put it in play. No balls and a strike, lefty-lefty matchup. Braxton Church awaits. The offering, swung on and fouled over the Mountaineer dugout, out of play. Now it's no balls and 2 strikes.
Extra souvenir for the trees to get.
And no kidding, for a hiker to go find at some point.
You and me at some point, when I'm not. when I'm not disabled.
One away here in the bottom of the 8th. We're tied 5-5. 2 runners on for the Mountaineers. The 0-2 to Braxton Church. Swung on and grounded towards the second base. Flipped to second for 1. On to first, not in time. So they'll get Dylan Moquin at second. They cannot get Braxton Church as he hustles down the first base line. And so runners on the corners with 2 away. It'll bring up Cameron Miller.
And I mean, what a way to rally for the Zap State team. The bats have been cold at best in these key situations. The Mountaineers, with runners in scoring position, are hitting a cool 222, but are hitting 308 with 2 outs.
Cam Miller has had the hot bat as of late. 4 home runs in his last 5 games, batting over 300. The App State first baseman. Right-hander awaits the first pitch, and it will be a cold strike on the bottom part of the plate. Fastball from Bailey goes for strike 1.
And Cam Miller has such an awkward stance. Not necessarily awkward, but he just loads the plate. And it looks like he's going to go all the time, but when he bites, he bites.
No balls in his strike. Cam checks his swing, did not go around. That one down at his shoelaces. 1-1 now the count. Charlie Evans stands 90 feet away as the go-ahead run. Tied 5-5 at the bottom of the 8th. Talk about a big position. There's nobody else you'd want up but Cam Miller. Metella sets at the belt, lifts the leg, fires home, and it's a fastball at the belt of Cam Miller, too far inside. 2 balls in his strike.
David, I'm going to pose a question to you. 3-1, this situation. Green or red?
Green. And it's not even close. Metella delivers the 2-1. Miller watches it down in the dirt. All right, here's your situation, Tristan. 3 balls in his strike. 2 outs. Charlie Evans, who reached via a strikeout, stands on third. Dylan Moquin tied the game with an RBI single. He stands on first. Cam Miller, in a 3-1 count, does not swing the bat, and it is ball 4. They are loaded for Juan Correa.
Again, I have said it from the top of the broadcast. I've said it all weekend. Discipline gets you to the dance, and it gets you in these major key situations with the bases juiced, and who better to have at the dish than Juan Correa?
And so now we are going to have a meeting of the minds. As ODU sends out another coach to go have a quick word with Bailey Metella. Nobody is ready to go in the ODU bullpen. This will purely be a conversation for situational awareness.
Yep, the powwow at the pitching mound. Is he going to bring on a new pitcher from the powwow?
Sure.
I've had that one practice and ready all day.
It went over my head.
Add that to the list of things Tristan Biesel says on air.
No kidding. So Juan Correa started the game off in the first inning with a ground rule double. Then singled in the 3rd, struck out in the 5th, and grounded out back to the pitcher in the 7th that resulted in a double play. As we are going to get a pinch runner down on 3rd base. It'll be Xavier Lopez who takes the spot for Charlie Evans on a cold night like this after what looked to be some sort of an injury out at second base, probably tightening up for him. Let's have a fresh set of legs, run 90 feet away.
Absolutely.
All right, we're back to play. Metella with the bases loaded. First offering to Correa. Misses inside. Hey, a hit does the same thing as a walk. Somehow you bring that run in from 3rd base. That's all that matters. 1-0 count to Juan Correa in a tie ball game. The offering swung on. Correa caught a piece of it. It was an off speed. He was just a tad ahead of it. Ball and a strike now on 1. Xavier Lopez on 3rd. Braxton Church on 2nd. Cam Miller on 1st. They're juiced in a 5-5 ball game. The 1-1 pitch to Correa. Goes for a cold strike. The breaking ball working wonders right now for Bailey Metella. Correa down to his final strike. The go-ahead run at the bottom of the 8th stands 90 feet away. They are loaded. The 1-2 home. Swing and a miss. Bailey Metella on a breaking ball gets Correa out in front as the Mountaineers will leave them loaded. 1 hit, no runs, no errors, and 3 left on base for the Mountaineers as we go tied into the 9th. Liam Best back on the bump when we return to Jim and Betty Smith Stadium. So don't go anywhere. Right back to baseball here on 90.5 WASU. App State looking for the series sweep against ODU as we take a tie ball game 5-5 into the 9th. As it'll be Scotty Young, Zach Late, and Kanan George, the 2-3-4 hitters, due up against Liam Best for App State. Scotty Young shows his bunt, pulls it back, and it will be ball number 1 to the senior outfielder. Liam Best got out of a precarious situation just an inning ago, and the Mountaineers trust him to take the bump for one more inning. 1-0. Young shows bunt once again, but this time it's called strike. The Mountaineers tied it up in the bottom of the 8th inning thanks to a Dylan Moquin single through the right side of the infield that scored Riley Luft. However, Juan Correa strikes out with the bases loaded. But that all-important tying run was scored. So a fresh ball game here in the 9th. Now 2 balls and 1 strike on Scotty Young. Young 2 hits and 2 walks so far today. He's found a way on base every time he's dug in. Big swing and a miss, just late on the Liam Best fastball. Now has us tied at a 2-2 count.
And again, if you're Liam Best, strike out the next 3 or get the gloves to do it. Keep this game tied.
Swing and a miss. The 2-2 rings home. A fastball that was outside the zone gets Scotty Young chasing. Liam Best now back-to-back strikeouts going back to the top of the 8th.
As I say that, you get the K.
Liam Best is rolling right now. 1 away here in the top of the 9th. Liam Best now facing the first baseman, Zach Late. First pitch home to the left-handed bat is a cold strike on the outer edge.
Again, Liam Best doing what he needs to.
Thought you were going to say Liam Best doing what he does best. Surprised, Tristan.
Oh, man.
Surprised you didn't have that one in the bag.
Man, my wordplay just isn't there right now, man.
The 0-1 is hit out towards the right center gap. That ball is going to get down. It's going to one-hop off the top of the wall. Fielding it in center field will be Dylan Moquin. He'll fire it into Lichtenberger, who stands a couple paces from the infield. And it will be a 1-out double for Zach Late.
Yeah, and just way to slice that out into the gap there and put the go-ahead on second base.
So after 3 straight strikeouts, Liam Best gives up his second double. Conveniently enough, for those 2 strikeouts to end the top of the 8th, he gave up a double. So Liam Best knows exactly what the situation feels like. He was in it an inning ago.
Absolutely.
So there will be a pinch runner. So Zach Late will head back to the dugout, and the pinch runner will be trying to get a number out there. We'll work on that as we welcome Katie George into the box. Righty-righty matchup. Best gets him out in front. Big swing and a miss from the cleanup hitter.
Hefty swing and a miss right there.
Tanner Chanel, the pinch runner, out on second. Katie George in an 0-1 hole. Best lifts the leg, fires home. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back waves of the bat. Brings us to an 0-2 count with one away. The go-ahead run stands out on second for Old Dominion. It's the perfect spot if you're the Monarchs, your cleanup hitter. Waiting in the wings, however. An 0-2 count here on Katie George. 0-2 home is pelted out towards the left center gap. It's going to get down. Chanel's going to come in to score. The throw goes directly to second. Sliding in safely will be Kaden George. It is a go-ahead RBI double, and the Monarchs lead 6-5.
And again, not what you want to see if you're the Mountaineers, especially with the situation that Juan Correa ended the bottom of the 8th in. And now this could lead from a 1-run lead to a 2-run lead. The swing of a bat.
So Liam Best, tricky stuff. Gives up back-to-back doubles after retiring 3 straight via the strikeout. He now faces the 5-hole hitter, Luke Waters. Righty-righty matchup here is high fastball swung on and missed by Waters. So Liam Best needs to hold it here. App State tied it up 5-5 in the bottom of the 8th. ODU immediately responds with their first run since the 4th inning. Cold strike on the outside part of the plate, poured in on a breaking ball. It's now no balls and 2 strikes on Waters. Designated hitter waits patiently. A quick look back to second before firing a fastball home, and it'll miss outside. 1 ball, no strike, or 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And again, Liam Best just needs to punch out the next 2. Because if not, it makes the Mountaineers hard to climb.
The 1-2 delivery. Swung on and shot towards third base. It'll be Braxton Church. He'll fire to first, and he'll get it in time. Traditionally a catcher, you know he's got an arm, but how's the accuracy from the diamond?
Cannon.
Absolutely. Easy work from the hot corner for Braxton Church. So a 5-3 put out on Luke Waters. It also keeps the runner put at second base. So the 6-hole hitter, Teron Hammond, ready to step up, grounded up to shortstop in his 1 and only plate appearance. As he came in for Brody Connors in the 6th. Swung on and fouls that one against the netting above the ODU dugout. So he'll start in a hole 0-1. Third base spot has just been hot topic on both ends. Braxton Church for App State, a typical catcher out there in third, and Teron Hammond is now the 3rd player for ODU to play the hot corner tonight. Finds himself in an 0-1 count. Best delivers the next pitch, and it's a cold strike. 1 more to get out of it. No balls and 2 strikes on the ODU third baseman. Kaden George stands on second. The delivery home is slapped into right field. Riley Luft comes on and fields it cleanly. The throw will not be in time. It's cut off by Tyler Figueroa. And so the Monarchs bring across the 2nd run here in the top of the 9th inning, and it's now a 7-5 ball game.
And again, if you're Liam Best here, you're just thinking, what do I got to do to get these guys out?
It was a good pitch. It wasn't even a strike.
Yeah.
I mean, Hammond reached way outside of the zone to smack that one opposite way.
Absolutely, and it's just a game of what ifs for the Mountaineers. I mean, last inning you leave Juan Correa leaves the bases juiced, but of course Everett Harris walked 3, gave up a home run to start the game. It's just a game of what ifs for the Mountaineers.
Big fastball and maybe a little bit of frustration behind that one for Liam Best as he faces Maverick Stallings.
And just back to my point, a game of what ifs. I mean, bats go cold for 4 innings. There's not much you can do.
0-1 count. Sends it home to Stallings. That one pops out of the glove. Graham Smiley, he doesn't know where it went. It bounced back towards the pitcher in front of home plate. And due to the confusion, Hammond can move up to second. It's the 4th time now that Graham Smiley has had the ball connect with his mitt, and he's lost it.
Yeah, and led to some runs being scored earlier in this ball game as well, David.
Sticks on the scoreboard. Stallings had a double back in the 2nd inning and has yet to reach since. Here's the 1-1. Swung on towards Cam Miller, too hot towards him. He'll take it himself, touch the bag, and that will be all for the top of the 9th inning. ODU will strand 1, but the 2 key runs come across to hold them 7-5 out in front. It's the last call for App State. We'll be back in 60 seconds for the bottom of the 9th inning, so don't go anywhere. Be right back on 90.5 WASU. Tyler Lichtenberger, Tyler Figueroa, and Graham Smiley are due up in the last call for the Mountaineers. We welcome you into the bottom of the 9th inning. David Katzenmaier and Tristan Biesel join you in a 7-5 ball game with ODU out in front. First pitch on the way to the left-handed bat of Lichtenberger. It's a cold strike.
And again, you got if you're a Mountaineer fan, you got to tip your cap to Bailey Matella for the work he's put in here since coming into the game.
Matella continues to don the mound as Litch will swing at the next one and send it into the screen. So no balls and 2 strikes on Tyler Lichtenberger. Litch 1 for 3 today. First hit came single back of the 7th. The 0-2 on the way home. He lays off of it as it's a fastball that misses on the outside part of the plate. So a ball and 2 strikes on Lichtenberger. The true freshman. Best batting average on the team, sitting right about .425. The 1-2 offering from Matella. Breaking ball, cold strike through. That one right down Broadway. It started at the right shoulder of Lichtenberger and broke well across the plate. for called strike 3.
And, I mean, it's last chance saloon here for the Mountaineers, David, and you got to see what they can do here. And, again, David, I keep saying it's a game of what-ifs here.
So Tyler Figueroa with one away, digs in, nobody on. Ground out to short in the second, a walk in the third. First pitch home to him is a fastball that misses inside. Reached on an error in the fifth and flew out to right in the seventh to end the inning. ODU 7 runs on 15 hits and 3 errors. App State 5 runs on 10 hits, no errors in the field. The 1-0. Skips out of the glove of Jack Slater as that fastball missed well high and outside. That would have plunked the left-handed batter in the head.
Absolutely.
Lefty-righty matchup here. It's the left-handed arm of Metella. Ready to deliver to Figueroa. Breaking ball called for a strike. That curveball is looking oh so beautiful. Dotting it on the outside part of the plate. It has fooled Juan Correa. It fooled Lichtenberger. And Figueroa watches it go by. 2 balls and a strike. Swung on and soft chopper out towards second base. Hammond comes on, fires over to first, and it is in time. So out number 2 recorded. A 4-3 put out for ODU, and now the last chance for App State coming up. It's Graham Smiley.
And again, David, I mean, for a team who hit so much in the first 2 games, it's been an underwhelming performance here for the Mountaineers.
Hey, playing baseball for how long have we been going for?
9 hours.
Over 6.5 hours. That's tough to do.
Yeah.
2 outs, nobody on. Mountaineers down by 2 at the bottom of the ninth. First pitch to Graham Smiley from the right side. Goes for a ball. The Mountaineers currently playing without Charlie Evans, who sustained an injury in the bottom of the 8th inning. As the 1-0 turns quickly to 1-1 as that curveball is fired in once again, and nobody in black and gold has been able to pick that up. Bailey Metella is having his way with App State. Riley Luft on deck if he gets an opportunity. A ball and a strike. The delivery home is a fastball high. 2-1 count of the App State catcher. Graham Smiley today has walked, singled, struck out, and grounded out. The 2-1 for Metella. Swing and a miss. It caught a piece of the bat. Maybe just the handle as a breaking ball worked its way on the inside part of the plate. Mountaineers now down to their final strike. Bailey Metella at a 2-2 count against Graham Smiley. Sets at the belt. Lifts the leg, fires home, and Smiley pieces it out towards left. It's going to get down in the gap. Smiley rounds first, heads to second. It's only now been collected on the warning track. Graham Smiley, a stand-up double to keep the hopes alive for App State.
And what a way to piece that up for Graham Smiley. He's been the bat you've needed. And he comes up in a clutch situation to put him on second.
All right, part of the job is done. Extend the game. Now what can you do from here? Riley Luft representing the tying run. Hit his first career Mountaineer home run back in the second inning. A 2-run bomb. Since then, he's lined out to left and picked up 2 more hits. The kid's 3 for 4 today. There's no hotter bat in the lineup than Riley Luft. First pitch offering, swung out towards right. That one's going to get down. Rounding third and heading home is Graham Smiley. The stop sign's on at first for Riley Luft. It's an RBI single and a 4-hit night for Riley.
Riley Luft having the Tyler Lichtenberger performance from yesterday tonight. And David, starting to get a little bit hot in here.
The tying run is aboard. 7-6 your new score, thanks to an RBI single by Riley Luft. Brett Clements is going to come in a pinch run over on first base. And it now brings up Xavier Lopez, who came into the game for the injured center fielder Charlie Evans. Lopez played earlier today in Game 2 of the series, Game 1 of the doubleheader, did not record a hit. It's a lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch swung on and hit towards second base. Hammond collects, fires to first, and it is in time. The Mountaineers rally, but cannot get it done as this one falls to a final 7-6. ODU wins the third game of the series. However, App State takes the series as a whole, winning Game 1 last night 9-4. Game 2 earlier today, 6-1. And the Monarchs in the powder blue uniforms get it done 7-6 here off 15 hits. Did commit 3 errors in the field, but it did not matter. App State 6 runs, 12 hits, and no errors. However, although it's a loss in the books for App State, not only did this team show resilience and fight back, but Riley Luft had a breakout game. The first home run of his Mountaineer career, followed by 3 singles, a 4-for-5 night, but the Mountaineers fall short, 7-6.
Yeah, David, and again, I've been talking about it for the past couple of innings. It's a game of missed opportunities, man. And first, it goes to the Aiken home run to lead off the ball game, and you run out Everett Harris. Faces 3, walks 3, walks 2, gives up a home run, and then you let 2 pass balls from Garrett Smiley turn into 2 runs.
Mm-hmm.
This game could easily be a 6-4 win for the Mountaineers. Instead, it's a 7-6 defeat.
You got to play
the unforced errors.
You play the what-if game, but at the end of the day, this is still a strong showing from App State in this series as a whole, and it is so tough to win a doubleheader, but App State falls just short, 7-6 here in the final game against the ODU Monarchs. 7 pitchers come in for App State. Just can't get the job done. That's going to do it for us here on 90.5 WASU. Thank you so much for tuning in to Game 2 of this doubleheader. Myself, David Katzenmaier, Tristan Biesel, and the rest of the 90.5 WASU crew. We say so long and hope you have a fantastic rest of the night. One more time, ODU takes the closing game of this series, 7-6. App State will be back in action on Tuesday night on the road. So thank you so much for tuning in. We hope to hear you on the air at 4 p.m. on Tuesday. Sports Wrap gets back and going on 90.5 WASU. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a fantastic rest of your night, everybody.